169. The 1-1. Swung on, line drive, side foul. That one just a few feet right of that right field foul line pole. Or rather, right field foul line, I should say. And dribbles all the way over to the Bullfrogs bullpen that sits way into the corner over there. In fact, you can't even hardly see it from the press box up here. The Woodchucks, their bullpen sits behind a fence in left field, one of the better bullpens in the league. The 1-2. Fastball, and then runs high and evens the count. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Staying on deck for the Bullfrogs is Zach Plunkett, and in the hole would be Connor Beniski. Bourbon digs back in with 2 balls and 2 strikes to him. Luke Hall comes set and deals. Swing and a miss, or rather just staying alive, getting a piece of that one. Fouls it back into the backstop. And count stays. Willie Bourbon out of Riverwoods, Illinois. He'll be going back to his home state come tomorrow and Saturday. Riverwoods, Illinois, not too far from Kenosha either. His family came up for that game as well. Runner off from first. The 2-2's wide. The throw down, not in time. Gets away from the shortstop, Trey Dawson, who came over to cover, and it's a stolen base for Ben Challey. Would have been a close play, no doubt about it. The throw in time, it was going to be whether or not Trey Dawson over there would have got the tag down in time. Challey takes the lead at second, and now Bourbon digs back in with the full count. Luke Hall comes set, checks the runner at second, and deals. Fastball wide, ball 4. A nice frame from Jordan Santos, but does not fool the home plate umpire, Michael Appright. And there's 2 runners on, first and second for the Bullfrogs now. That'll bring up Zach Plunkett, the catcher. Still no outs on the board here in the top of the second inning. And Luke Hall trying to get out of an early bind here. Zach Plunkett on the season for the Bullfrogs, struggling at the plate a bit, batting just 190, but here recently for the Bullfrogs, he's batted well. A guy that at one point this season was batting below 100. And ever since the All-Star break, he's been a bit better. First one to him. Fastball, and then runs inside 1-0. In an interview I had with Zach Plunkett, he talked about how one of the things that he's really wanted to work on this summer was being more of an offensive threat than in the past. He's relied on his defensive skills to get him to where he wants to be, and it's getting to that point where he's going to have to start getting it done at the plate as well. 1-0. Fastball, and runs inside 2-0. And he's done all right here recently for the Bullfrogs, as mentioned, since the All-Star break. Has looked good. The guy's got a heck of a swing on him, a lot of power. He's one of the best batting practice batters I've seen here this summer, that's for sure. And the 2-0 comes in, swing and a miss, 2-1. The confines here at Athletic Park, not necessarily large. In fact, a guy like Zach Plunkett could have a day here. 304 down the left field line, just 316 down the right field line, and just 360 in dead center. The 2-1. Swing and a miss. 2-2. Fastball runs high. Plunkett chased it up there. Missed late on it. And the count sits at 2 balls and 2 strikes. No outs on the board. Willie Bourbon takes the lead at first, and Ben Challey takes one from second. Luke Hall comes set and deals. Runner off from second. Swung on, and it's fouled away right side. So Ben Challey will jog back to second, and the count will remain 2 balls and 2 strikes. Plunkett digs back in. Luke Hall, left-handed pitcher out there on the mound, comes set. The Columbia University product. Checks the runner at second. Gives him another glance, and time is called by Plunkett, and it's a fastball way high and inside, and Plunkett frustrated with Luke Hall there. He calls time, and then the pitch that comes in is way high and inside, and so Plunkett not happy with that one whatsoever, staring him down. Now finally stops looking at him and resets. We'll see if Zach Plunkett will make him pay for it. Luke Hall comes set and deals. It's swung on and fouled away, and Zach Plunkett, well, he wanted to make him pay for it. A fastball that was left over the plate, and just underneath of it, fouls it up and away. So Plunkett readjusts his batting gloves, digs back in. Luke Hall, left-handed pitcher, comes set, kind of has a funky release. Comes set from the hip, and it's a jerking motion right before he releases the ball, brings it up above his head, and then releases. Runners off, swung on, 2-2 pitch, line drive into left, base hit. Rounding third is Ben Challey, and Willie Bourbon will be held up at third, make it a stand-up RBI double for Zach Plunkett, and sure enough, Plunkett does make him pay for it. Standing over at second, he's giving him a stare down too. Plunkett was really not happy with that fastball high and tight, and Plunkett's letting him know it, and sure enough, the second hit of the game gives them a lead. 1-0 Bullfrogs lead here in the top of the second. Runners at second and third as well. Still no outs on the board, and head coach for the Wisconsin Woodchucks coming out to the mound to talk with his pitcher as Andrew Fabian comes out. There is a left-handed pitcher warming up out in the pen, or rather, my apologies, right-handed pitcher. Oh, nope, I was right. Left-handed pitcher warming up in the pen for the Wisconsin Woodchucks, but they're going to stick with Andrew Fabian for now, but not a great start. Runners at second and third. No outs on the board. The Bullfrogs lead 1-0. To start off this frame, Luke Hall would walk Ben Challey, walks Willie Bourbon, and then Zach Plunkett lines a ball out into left field for an RBI double, and Beniski digs in. First one to him, swung on, line drive right side. That gets past the first baseman, a base hit. One run comes across for the Bullfrogs. They're going to send in Plunkett, and he comes across to score. And the Bullfrogs take a 3-0 lead here in the top of the second inning. A 2 RBI single for Connor Beniski, the 9-hole hitter who has struggled at times this year. Takes the most of that opportunity, lines one over towards the first baseman, Hunter Coleman, so close to that first base bag that Coleman has to dive to his left to try to put a glove on it. He can't, it gets into right field, and it's the third hit of the game, and it's the third run that comes across for the Bullfrogs. They lead 3-0 here in the top of the second. Back up to the top of the lineup, Riley Smith digs in. He wants to get in on this hit train. First one to him, swung on. Pumped up in the infield. The pitcher underneath of it, he's called off by the third baseman, Leager Taylor, who comes over to get underneath of it. An awkward play as Luke Hall was on the mound thinking that he was going to be the one that gets underneath of it. He's called off, and Taylor comes over to make the grab, one away.
Now batting for the Bullfrogs.
So Mikey Falia, the center fielder, now digs in for the Bullfrogs. One out on the board and a runner on.
Taylor charged in from third, and fortunately for Wisconsin, made the catch and nobody got hurt. So finally,
Luke Hall deals. Fastball and runs low in the dirt, 1-0. Mikey Falia's last time up back in the first inning, a fly out into right field. Falia last night for the Bullfrogs would not manage a hit, going 0 for 4. A rare hitless day for Falia. 1-0. Fastball and runs high and tight. 2 balls and no strikes now. Mikey Falia on the season for the Bullfrogs, batting .303, the best batting average on the team. 43 hits on the year. 2-0. Fastball and runs wide, and a 3-0 count to him now. And Luke Hall fighting to walk another. Has already walked 2 in this one, 3 on the day. Would lead the inning off walking Ben Challey, then would walk Willie Bourbon. Both of those runners have come across to score, and the 3-0 comes in, a fastball low, and now make it 4 walks on the day for the left-handed pitcher, and he is struggling. Runners at first and second now for the Bullfrogs, trying to take advantage of it. Justin out on the board, and Troy Johnston digs in. He would manage a base hit in the first inning, stopping his rare slump. Of course, yesterday went 0 for 4, but would end his day out with a or rather start his day out today with a base hit. Troy Johnston digs in. My apologies, yesterday did manage a couple of base hits, going 2 for 4. Runners at first and second. Luke Collin trying to get out of the bind. First one to Johnston. Swung on, a line drive to right field. Running over the right fielder, Caden Harris. And on the sprint, raises his glove and records out number 2. That one nearly getting into the gap. A good play from Caden Harris puts 2 outs on the board now. Caden Harris in an absolute dead sprint, running to his right, raising his glove and just getting the mid on it. A snow cone grab puts out number 2 on the board. That brings up Dan Leckie, the designated hitter. Leckie, his last time up, would manage the walk. The cleanup hitter out of the College of Lafayette stands in. First one, swing and a miss, 0-1. Dan Leckie on the season for the Bullfrogs, batting .270, has 3 home runs to his name to go along with 14 RBIs. Has been a nice addition to the team, a late addition as well. The 0-1. Swing and a miss, and goes behind 0-2. Those 14 RBIs in just 19 games. I mean, the guy's been marvelous in the cleanup spot. Right-handed batter stands back in. Luke Collin trying to get out of the frame and leave 2 stranded here. The Bullfrogs have already put 3 runs across in this top 2. The 0-2. Swung on, fly ball right side, foul. That one all the way over towards the newly renovated bullpen that sits on the right side here. And Luke Collin up to 32 pitches, so his day likely comes to a close. As the left-handed pitcher toes the rubber again. Runners take their leads at first and second. All steps off the mound again. Takes his hand, wipes the dirt below. Toes it again, stares down Leckie. He's ahead in the count, 0-2. All trying to get out of the frame. The 0-2 pitch comes in. Way inside, and Leckie has to hop away from it to avoid being hit by that one. Moves the count to a ball and 2 strikes. Staying on deck for the Bullfrogs is Ben Hart, the second baseman, who's been red hot. All comes set. And the 1-2. Swung on. Ground ball left side, foul. Dribbling down the third base line and just left of the first, or rather third base bag. And the count moves to a ball and 2 strikes. Dan Leckie digs in. Luke Collin comes set. Left-handed pitcher out of Columbia trying to get out of the jam. Runners at first and second. The 1-2 swung on, fly ball left side, foul. Lands out of play into the grandstand seating on the left side here at Athletic Park. And the count stays at a ball and 2 strikes. The grandstand seating here at Athletic Park, one of the bigger confines. There's club seating that sits behind home plate. And then there's some bleacher seating that is some of the best bleacher seating, I must add, here as well, all the way down the left field line and right field line. Of course, this was home to the 2017 All-Star Game, which the South Division came away with a victory. Dan Leckie digs in. Luke Collin comes set. The 1-2. That one high and tight, evens the count. Deuces wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and 2 runners on. Luke Collin comes set, nods his head. Dan Leckie digs in. He's going to look for his first hit of the game. Was walked his last time up, the 2-2. Swung on, a fly ball into shallow left field. The shortstop calls everybody off of it, and then he's caught off by Stevie Mangrum, who gets underneath of it and records out number 3. The Bullfrogs leave 2 runners stranded, but they put 3 runs across. A 2 RBI 2 RBI single from Connor Beniski's the difference, and the Bullfrogs lead 3-0. Stay tuned for the bottom half of the third, bottom half of the second. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network, 107.1 FM. American Lodge and Suites Green Bay West is the ideal location for your next stay, whether you're traveling for business or pleasure. They are proud to provide the amenities you want most and deliver them at the highest level possible, starting with comfortable, quieter guest rooms. Welcome to genuine American hospitality.
Hi folks, this is David from Witt's Piggly Wiggly in Oconto Falls. Are you sick of rising gas prices? Well, at Witt's we have a solution. When you purchase qualified groceries with blue shelf stickers, and there's hundreds throughout our store, you build up discounts for 15 gallons of gas on your club card. Then when you fill up at our Pig Stop pumps, just scan your card and watch the gas price drop. So scan your card, shop the blue stickers, and save money on gas at the Pig in Oconto Falls.
Hello and welcome back to Athletic Park. Bottom of the second inning about to get underway. The Bullfrogs have a 3-0 lead. 3 runs in the top of the second inning. An RBI double from Zach Plunkett and a 2 RBI single from Connor Beniski. Due up here for the Wisconsin Woodchucks in the bottom second will be Trey Dawson, Yeager Taylor, and Chad Fleischman. Trey Dawson digs in to start things off. Mason Schwellenbach kicks his sled, sings in a breaking ball. It runs low and inside and moves the count to a ball and no strikes. Mason Schwellenbach takes a deep breath, kicks the leg, the 1-0. Fastball right over Broadway, 1 ball and 1 strike. Mason Schwellenbach managed to put the Wisconsin Woodchucks down in order in the first inning, 1-2-3, and so it's the 4-5-6 hitters here. The 1-1, a fastball, and runs wide and low, 2 balls and a strike now. Trey Dawson, shortstop, digs back in. Schwellenbach wasting no time, sends in the 2-1. Swung on, ground ball right side. Willie Bourbon puts his glove in the dirt, picks it up, races to first, and puts the first one away. And then it brings up Yeager Taylor. A slicer down the first base line. Willie Bourbon makes it look easy. Just puts the glove down and rolls right into it. And he chases Trey Dawson to the bag with Willie Bourbon winning the foot race for out number 1. That brings up Yeager Taylor, the third baseman. Left-handed batter stands in. First one to him. It's a fastball and runs wide and low. A ball and no strikes. Yeager Taylor out of UC Riverside. The sophomore left-hander digs in. The 1-0, swing and a miss. 1 ball and 1 strike now. Yeager Taylor, 6-foot, stocky frame. This past season at Riverside would bat .274. Coming into the series against the Bullfrogs, supporting a batting average of .272. The 1-1. Breaking ball and runs wide. That moves the count to 2 balls and a strike here. Right before first pitch, it had started to sprinkle, and then it kind of went away. And sure enough, it has started again here at Athletic Park. 2-1. Swing and a miss. Evens the count up, 2 balls and 2 strikes. And as fans start to put on their rain jackets and put their umbrellas up, it's actually blue skies all the way out in right field, and then just about exactly at center field, it turns gray. The 2-2. That one runs wide and in the dirt, moves the count full. 3 balls and 2 strikes now. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out on the board, nobody on. Bottom of the second frame. The payoff. Swung on, slicing line drive, left side, foul. That one lands just below the beer garden that sits out in left field. One of the few covered areas here at Athletic Park. All the bleacher seating not covered, nor the club seating, but that's beer garden out in left field. That one's covered over there with an awning. Payoff. Swung on, another slicing line drive foul. Left side again. So Yeager Taylor, the left-handed batter, just a bit late on all of them. Schwellenbach out there on the mound, sits in now with a full count. And a sprinkle that had set in, lightening up a bit and will likely disappear here soon. Payoff. Swung on, slicing a line drive. Guess what? Foul again. Left side. That one just going over the stadium seating on the left side here and into the bordering road. An interesting ballpark location here is Athletic Park, as it sits just off of the road, almost as if per se Wrigley Field. Payoff. It finds the inside corner, and Yeager Taylor is rung up. A backwards K formation. Schwellenbach, his first strikeout of the night, and he has retired all 5 batters he's faced tonight. Chad Fleischman, the designated hitter, now digs in. Fleischman, right-handed batter out of Lamar University, struggling on the season a bit, coming into the series batting just .167. First one to him, a fastball high and tight, and, well, if you were hoping Schwellenbach was going to have a perfect game, not anymore. Fastball and hits him square in the back. That one got away from him. He'll likely blame it on the rain that had came in for about 5 minutes. It has disappeared now.
Now batting for the Woodchucks from the University of...
So hit by pitch puts a runner on, and Jordan Santos, the catcher, will dig in. Jordan Santos on the season for the Woodchucks, coming into the game, or rather series against the Bullfrogs, batting just .255. First one to him, swung on and fouled straight back 0-2. This is the 4th game against the Woodchucks in a row for the Bullfrogs, and I don't think we've mentioned Jordan Santos' name, out of the University of South Florida. For USF this past season, would not play as a freshman. The 0-1. Fastball and runs wide and high. Evens the count up, a ball and a strike. The Tampa, Florida native digs in. Left-handed batter. Schwellenbach deals in the 1-1. Fastball and runs wide and low. 2-1. And the rain that had dispersed, now back in action. It's just on and off, it seems. And it is nearly sunny here at Athletic Park and on site. The 2-1. Another fastball, but this one runs wide as well, and 3 balls and a strike now. Chad Fleischman standing over at first base, stretches his hamstrings out, takes his lead. Jordan Santos digs in the 3-1. Fastball right over the plate, full count. It was just supposed to be about a 40% chance of rain for the 7 o'clock hour, and then it was supposed to disperse. I'm surprised that it has rained here. I thought it was going to miss us. Payoff pitch, runner off. Runs inside for out, or rather, excuse me, for ball 4. Just missing the zone by a few inches. Jordan Santos gets on with a walk. And there's runners at first and second now, and the Woodchucks have yet to register a base hit. A hit by pitch and a walk puts runners at first and second. And Nolan Ryan, the second baseman, digs in. You heard that right. Nolan Ryan out of Henderson State University. Junior right-handed batter digs in. First one into Ryan. Fastball that hits the outside corner, 0-1. Ryan from Woodbury, Minnesota. Just finished up his junior year at Henderson State, where he would bat .291. Just 26 starts this past season. The 0-1. That one swung on and missed. Ryan way behind that one. And the count moves to no balls and 2 strikes. That slight sprinkle has disappeared again. Hopefully it stays away. With that said, the sun out in left field trying to peek out again. Getting hard to see the field here. The 0-2 pitch comes in from Luke Hall. Fastball that just runs low and inside, and the count moves to a ball and 2 strikes now. Ryan, before he played at Henderson State, played for Dakota County Tech, where he would bat .380 and an amazing season at the JUCO school. The 1-2 swung on, fouled away off the bat right side, over towards the dugout of the Bullfrogs. And the count moves to a ball and 2 strikes. 2 runners on, 2 outs on the board. Schwellenbach trying to get out of the frame. The Bullfrogs have a 3-0 lead here in the bottom of the second. The 1-2. That one swung on and fouled off the bat, straight back into the backstop. Count stays. That one would have been high and tight, nearly almost hitting the batter in Nolan Ryan, but he just gets a piece of it. Chris Sabo working as the ball boy for the Bullfrogs. He comes over, picks it up, and tosses it over towards the opposing dugout. The 1-2. That one just misses the inside corner. A fastball at the knees of Nolan Ryan evens the count. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2 outs on the board and 2 runners on. Chad Fleischman takes the lead at second. Jordan Santos takes one at first. Schwellenbach comes set, and the 2-2. Fastball that's in the dirt, and he's worked a full count now. Nolan Ryan was down in the count here, 0-2. Fouls off a few, watches a couple go by, and sure enough, a full count now. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Schwellenbach trying to get out of the bind, and the sun has found its way back onto the field. Payoff pitch, swung on. A line drive deep into left center field. Mikey Falia, the center fielder, tracking back at the warning track, makes the grab. Bullfrogs leave 2 stranded. They get out of the frame untouched, and they lead 3-0. Stay tuned for the top of the third. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network, 107.1 FM.
Tri-City Glass and Doors, locally owned and family operated, and has been since 1960, specializing in commercial glass projects and automotive glass repair. Having grown up right here in Northeast Wisconsin, Tri-City understands your needs and wants to be the residential glass and door professionals you can count on. They're here for your family in all of life stages, from building an addition on your home for your newborn to applying Aquapel to your new driver's car. Additionally, they are locally owned, so there's no hoops to jump through. You can call them or come in at any time to talk directly to one of their glass and door experts.
Combine the flavors of Italy with the heart of the Irish. Add some Chicago flair, and you've got Gallagher's Pizza. For the best Chicago-style pizza north of the Illinois border, Gallagher's Pizza is your destination. Call now for delivery or pickup in Green Bay and De Pere. Gallagher's Pizza, home of the best lunch buffet in town.
Top of the third inning about to get underway. The Bullfrogs with a 3-0 lead over the Wisconsin Woodchucks, a 3-run top of the second. Zach Plunkett would lead things off with an RBI double, scoring Ben Shalley, and then Connor Beniski would dig in with 2 runners in scoring position, no outs on the board, and take the opportunity in stride. A 2 RBI single scores both Willie Bourbon and Zach Plunkett, and the Bullfrogs took a 3-0 lead. Mason Schwellenbach would not manage to let up a hit in the bottom of the second, would hit one and walk one, but he gets out of the frame, leaving 2 stranded. He has still yet to give up a hit tonight. Top of the third inning about to get underway. New pitcher out on the mound for the Wisconsin Woodchucks. We'll give you who it is as soon as we get it. Due up for the Bullfrogs here in the third will be Ben Hart, the second baseman, Ben Shalley, the third baseman, and Willie Bourbon, the first baseman. New pitcher out on the mound will be number 32 for the Wisconsin Woodchucks, Deegan Harte. Deegan Hart, the Grand Canyon University product, of course, teammates with Ethan Ivanko. Deegan Hart on the season has appeared in 6 games, pitching 16 innings and just a 3.37 ERA. Has been a great pitcher to go to in relief, has allowed just 6 earned runs over 16 innings of work. 15 strikeouts on the year to go along with 7 walks and a 1-1 record. The The right-handed pitcher comes set and deals. First one to Ben Hart. It's swung on, fouled straight into the dirt. In fact, I think that went off of the inside foot of Hart as well. Kind of hobbles out of the batter's box, but now he digs back in. I think he's okay. Hart digs back in. Deegan Hart comes set. Sends in the 0-1. Finds the outside corner, 0-2. Deegan Hart out of Grand Canyon University, of course, home of Ethan Ivanko, current reliever for the Bullfrogs, and Nico Hanyon, who started the season out for the Bullfrogs as a reliever himself. He'll be playing for Grand Canyon this next season as well. The 0-2, and that one comes in wide, a 1-2 count now. Deegan Hart out there on the mound, comes set, and sends in the 1-2. Fastball right over Broadway. Ben Hart knows it right away. Goes down looking, and Deegan Hart starts things off on the right foot. A backwards K, and there's one away. That brings up Ben Challey for the Bullfrogs. Third baseman out of UW Milwaukee. Coming off of a great season with Milwaukee as well, batting way above 300. 324. First one to him. Swung on, a slow bouncer left side. Third baseman grabs it, a throw to first, gets the out there. Nice play from the third baseman. It's a slow bouncing ball to Yeager Taylor. He gloves it at the hip. A throw on the run to first, and he registers out number 2. 2 up, 2 down, and that brings up Willie Bourbon. Willie Bourbon, the first baseman. His last time up would work the walk and come around to score for the Bullfrogs. Bourbon, left-handed hitter out of Northwestern this past season for the Wildcats, would have his struggles, batting just 164. 37 starts for the Wildcats. 12 RBIs. He led his team in strikeouts. First one to him. It's swung on and fouled away left side on the season for the Bullfrogs, batting 170 though. And he's been a guy that, despite that number not being too impressive, just a 170 batting average, he's got himself a nice total of RBIs on the season, 20 to be exact. The 0-1. Fastball that just runs high, evens the count up 1-1. Willie Bourbon supporting the white batting gloves accented in black, as the pants all the way down. Does roll them up at home, however. The 1-1. Right over the plate, 1 ball and 2 strikes now. Bourbon with the black batter sleeve on his left arm. Takes a deep breath and digs back in. Deegan Hart comes set, right-handed pitcher out of Grand Canyon. Takes a deep breath in the 1-2. Runs high and tight, evens it up, 2 balls and 2 strikes now. Willie Bourbon, left-handed batter, digs in. Deegan Hart comes set, the 2-2. Swung on, ground ball right side. Second baseman Nolan Ryan has it, gloves it, throws it to first, and records out number 3. The Bullfrogs go down in order here in the third frame. Stay tuned for the bottom half. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network, 107.1 FM.
Want that new home? You can own it. NEW Credit Union has several mortgage options to choose from. Along with our 5- and 7-year balloon and 10-year fixed terms, NEW Credit Union now offers a 15-year fixed term. Find out how to get pre-approved for your home loan. Ask one of our knowledgeable mortgage specialists. Call 800-924-1250 today. That's 800-924-1250. Offices in Oconto Falls, Suring, and Oconto. NEW Credit Union is an equal housing opportunity lender, serving all who live or work in Brown, Marinette, Shawano, and Oconto counties. Federally insured by the NCUA. All loans subject to approval. Visit www.newcu.org for more details. Choose your home. At NEW Credit Union, we can help you own it.
Hello and welcome back to Wausau, Wisconsin. Bottom of the third inning about to get underway. And the Bullfrogs have a 3-0 lead. Mason Schwellenbach still on the mound for the Bullfrogs. Right-handed pitcher has yet to give up a hit, but in this last frame would walk a batter and hit one as well. Due on for the Wisconsin Woodchucks here in the bottom of the third will be the 9-1-2 hitters. Caden Harris, right fielder, Stevie Mangrum, left fielder, and Logan Foster, center fielder. Caden Harris on the season for the Wisconsin Woodchucks coming into the game, comes into it supporting a batting average that sits at 0-0-0. Has yet to record a base hit for the Woodchucks all season, but granted, his all season is just one game. 0 for 3 in those at-bats, worked the walk one time. Caden Harris, right-handed batter, a tall, stocky batter. The guy looks like he's got all sorts of power. We'll see if he can put it on display. The St. Cloud State product out of Overland Park, Kansas. Does that sound familiar? Well, it's the hometown of course, Alex Pinner. Bullfrog earlier in the season that would manage to bat .301 and was with the Bullfrogs all year, really. Right-handed batter stands in the 1-0. It runs wide after the first one ran wide also. 2 balls and no strikes here. Schwellenbach comes set to 2-0. Fastball right over the plate, 2-1 now. Then rain has all but disappeared here. Now almost a nice sunset that's probably going to take place here at Athletic Park. The 2-1. Swung gone. Line drive foul right side past the grandstand seating. 2-2. The sun currently behind a cloud that's pretty skinny, so when it starts to set here, it will get quite tough to watch the ball game. 2-2. Fastball runs low, full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes, no outs on the board. Nobody on here in the bottom of the third frame. 3 hits on the board for the Bullfrogs, none for the Woodchucks. As Caden Harris adjusts his batting helmet and stands back in. Payoff pitch. That runs low for ball 4. And Mason Schwellenbach has walked his second batter of the night. And Caden Harris gets on base for just the second time in a Woodchucks uniform. So that brings up the leadoff hitter in Stevie Mangrum, and not just the leadoff hitter, but the all-star, the returner, you insert positive adjective here for the Wisconsin Woodchucks. On the season for the Woodchucks, he's been a spectacle. .325 of his batting average. First one to him, breaking ball, and that hits the outside corner, 0-1. In 60 games, he's managed 77 hits. Throw back to first. Runner slides back in safely. 15 doubles, 12 home runs, 47 RBIs. Some unreal statistics for this guy. Schwellenbach comes set in the 0-1. Fastball and then runs wide, 1 ball and 1 strike. Surprised that there's not more guys who have more long balls for this Wisconsin Woodchucks team, especially with the confines here of Athletic Park. It's a tiny ballpark here. 1-1. Swing and a miss. 1-2. Talking about getting it out of the confines. Mangrum trying to do it there. A huge swing, but he's fooled by it. 1 ball, 2 strikes, no outs. Snap, or rather pickoff attempt to first. Runner slides back in safely. And there goes the sun. It has escaped the cloud cover, and if you're looking out into left field, it's not easy to see. 1 ball and 2 strikes, the delivery. Fastball, and then runs wide, evens the count up, 2-2.
Either Lakeshore or Kenosha will pick up their 32nd win today.
Mangrum, right-handed batter, awaits. Schwellenbach comes set, nods his head, and the 2-2 pitch. Fastball, and then it runs low, a full count now. Stevie Mangrum out of Virginia Tech this past season for the Hokies. Would bat .284 and 74 at-bats, managed 11 home runs. Back during his freshman campaign, would bat just .179. The payoff pitch is swung on and found away left side. Mangrum chases that one all the way across the plate to get a hold of it. Count will remain full. Out of high school, was drafted in the 28th round by the Red Sox. An unreal high school player, just about broke every single record. Payoff pitch, swung on, found away right side. And Schwellenbach, his pitch count is getting up, and we're only in the bottom of the third inning. And it's not because he's pitched bad, it's just these Woodchucks batters fighting, fouling away multiple pitches at a time. Payoff pitch comes in from Schwellenbach. Swung on, a fly ball into right field. Tracking over Troy Johnston, raising his gloves, sliding, making the play. What a play from Troy Johnston. Sliding into foul territory, gets some high fives from his bullpen, and jogs back to his spot. Who's over there? Trent Power, Ethan Ivanko, Nick Parr, all running into close to the field of play to give their right fielder a high five. They're a nice play. Sprinting to his left over near the right field line, sliding in and just in front of foul territory, making the play. First out recorded, and Stephen Mangrum goes down, and Logan Foster now digs in. First one to him, line drive to second. Hart has it, the throw to first is way off target. And it could have been an easy double play, but I think Hart was so happy with himself that he was going to get a double play that he didn't focus on the throw. Not sure what happened there, an odd play by Ben Hart. A line drive straight to him, raises the glove, grabs it, and he didn't really set his feet when he threw it. Just kind of sidearm tossed it over towards first, and I mean, it wasn't even close to the first base bag. Bourbon, no shot of putting a glove on it. And in fact, bounces off of the Bullfrogs dugout fencing. Plunkett was there to cover, however, and the runner stays. So 2 outs on the board now after the line out to second. The runner slides back in safely, and Caden Harris and Hunter Coleman digs in. Watches the fastball run high and inside, 1-0. The 1-0. It's a fastball, and then runs low and inside, and Coleman gets ahead, 2 balls and no strikes. Coleman, the first baseman, his last time up, would ground out to first. 2-0 count and the pitch. Swung on, foul ball left side, moves the count to 2-1. Logan Foster last night managing that 2-run shot, was trying to get a base hit there, but just a line out to Ben Hart. A good play from the second baseman, but can't make the double play. Instead, it brings up Hunter Coleman, the first baseman, who also plays catcher for the Woodchucks. Texas A&M Aggie digs in. Mason Schwellenbach checks the runner at first and deals in the 2-1. It's a fastball right over Broadway, and Hunter Coleman watches it all the way into the mid of Zach Plunkett and moves the count to 2 balls and 2 strikes, 2 outs on the board. Coleman this past season at Texas A&M was just his freshman year, would bat .287. The 2-2. Swung on, a fly ball into right field. Tracking back is Troy Johnston, has a read on it, raises his glove, and records out number 3 about 10 feet from the warning track. Well hit ball by Hunter Coleman, but just can't find the gap. Instead, it finds the webbing of Troy Johnston, and it's out number 3. Mason Schwellenbach leaves a runner stranded, and he still has yet to allow a hit. That does it for the third frame. Stay tuned for the fourth. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network, 107.1 FM.
Okay, here are 3 important reasons why your son or daughter should play a sport in high school.
Number 1.
High school sports teach valuable life lessons like self-discipline and time management skills.
2.
Teens who play a high school sport have better grade point averages.
And number 3.
High school sports are safer than ever before.
This message presented by the Wisconsin Interscholastic Athletic Association and the Wisconsin Athletic Directors Association.
Visiting teams and combinations are brought to you by American Inn Lodge and Suites, Green Bay West. For toll-free reservations, contact 800-634-3444. American Inn Lodge and Suites, Green Bay West. Welcome to genuine American Inn Hospitality.
If you don't know everything about insurance, you'll profit from the knowledge and experience at the Oconto Falls Insurance Center, 113 North Main Street, downtown Oconto Falls. You'll benefit from their thorough analysis of the insurance that you really need. They'll recommend the companies and policies that are the best for you. At the Oconto Falls Insurance Center, they specialize in complete coverage of all your insurance needs. Call the Oconto Falls Insurance Center, 113 North Main Street, downtown Oconto Falls.
Hello and welcome back to Green Bay. We're not in Green Bay. I did that yesterday too. Welcome back to Wausau, Wisconsin. Top of the fourth inning, about to get underway. Athletic Park, the Bullfrogs have a 3-0 lead. Zach Plunkett due up for the Bullfrogs. It will be the 8-9 one-hitters. Zach Plunkett on the night is 1 for 1, managed an RBI double his last time up. Zach Plunkett batting 190 for the Bullfrogs coming into the contest. Deegan Hart still out on the mound, deals in the first one. It swung on and fouled straight back. A fastball that was inside. Plunkett liked it, but he gets underneath of it and fouls it straight back into the backstop netting, 0-1. We're here in the top of the fourth inning. The Bullfrogs have a 3-0 lead. 3 hits on the night for the Bullfrogs, nada for the Woodchucks. Deegan Hart comes set, right-handed pitcher, takes a deep breath, and the 0-1. Swung on, fouled away left side, moves the count to 0-2.
Tries to force the ball into his own glove. Great shot of him on the web stream. Popped in front of it like he was a second baseman and then scooped his hand overhand, trying to force the wind to take the ball into his hand without him having to move forward another 8 or so.
Zach Plunkett digs in. Deegan Hart deals in the 0-2. That one swung on, a fly ball right side, foul. Lands out of play into that bullpen that borders the right field line. It's a beer garden out there, 1 story, and there's enough seating room on the 2nd story for about 3 or 4 picnic tables, but that's it. A lot of room down on the standing room area. There's a ping pong table over there, some cornhole boards, a cool area to watch a ball game. And Plunkett digs in the 0-2 to him. Fastball and runs wide and moves the count to a ball and 2 strikes. The sun out in left field now has set behind the bordering hills here. And so really not a bad view whatsoever. Was complaining about it earlier, but the 1-2. Breaking ball that finds the inside corner. A nice curveball from Deegan Hart. High and inside, last minute, breaks back in and finds the zone, and no objections from Zach Plunkett. He knew it. Strike 3, the second backwards K of the night for Deegan Hart. And there's 1 away here in the top of the 4th inning. Connor Beniski digs in now for the Bullfrogs. He managed the 2 RBI single back in the 2nd inning. First one to him, swung on, ground ball middle of the field. Shortstop running over Dawson, grabs it, a throw to first, not in time, and it's off target, a base hit for Connor Beniski. A long throw over, and Connor Beniski able to leg out a single. Infield single for Beniski. He's now 2 for 2 on the night. And we're back up to the top of the lineup. Riley Smith, the shortstop, digs in. He's 0 for 2 tonight. Would appear in both the first and 2nd innings. Popped up back to the pitcher his first time up, but the 3rd baseman would come over and grab it and flew out to right field his first time up. Right-handed batter out of Minnesota digs in. Deegan Hart, right-handed pitcher, deals in the first one. Fastball right over the zone, 0-1. Now I wanted to complain about that sun because, I mean, when you're looking out to left field, it is really tough, but luckily some clouds came into the area and shielded us for the most of the beginning of this game, and now the sun has set out in left field, and there is a gorgeous sunset. And that is one of the perks of having the sun out there. 0-1. Swung on, ground ball middle of the field. Dawson has it, steps on the 2nd base bag for out number 1, throws to first for out number 2. A double play gets the Wisconsin Woodchucks out of the frame. 6-3 double play, a great play from Trey Dawson, making up for the errant throw to first on the last play. Ground ball up the middle of the field, grabs it, awkwardly steps on the second base bag. A rocket of a throw to Hunter Coleman. He stretches and makes the grab for out number 3. That does it here for the top of the 4th. Stay tuned for the bottom half. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network. Stay tuned.
Over the past 60 years, Triangle Distributing has maintained itself as a leader in the market as it has responded to the changes in product innovation and consumer demands. It is in this commitment to employees, customers, community, and supplier partners that has enabled them to remain one of the best and most respected distributors in our state.
We've heard it time and time again. You want local loan decisions and servicing, faster turnaround, and answers to your questions handled right here in Oconto. At the Stevenson National Bank and Trust, we've got all of those bases covered, from local loan decisions and on-time closings to great rates and fair terms. Visit me, Bob Schwartz, at the Stevenson National Bank and Trust. I've helped many people, and now I'd like to help you with your next loan. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Hello and welcome back to Athletic Park. Bottom of the 4th inning about to get underway. A beautiful sunset sits out in left center field, and a beautiful score out in right field, if you will. The Bullfrogs with a 3-0 lead here in the bottom of the 4th frame. Mason Schwellenbach still out on the mound for the Bullfrogs. The right-handed pitcher so far tonight has dealt in 3 solid innings of work, has not allowed a hit or a run, but has walked 2 and hit 1. 1 strikeout on the night. We'll see what he can do here in the bottom of the 4th.
Now batting for the Woodchucks from the
Due up for the Woodchucks here in the bottom of the 4th inning will be Trey Dawson, the shortstop, of course, just completed that 6-3 double play. First one to him. A breaking ball that runs wide, 1-0. Trey Dawson out of Hurricane, West Virginia, one of the most fitting walk-up songs I've heard all season. Of course, Take Me Home plays in the background. The 1-0. Fastball right over the plate, 1-1. Last season played his college ball for Chippewa College, and then next season will be playing for Kentucky. The 1-1. Fastball. That one skips across home plate and gets past the catcher, Zach Plunkett, getting away from Schwellenbach. 2-1. Not a bad start for Mason Schwellenbach. We talked about his numbers this past season at Saginaw Valley State University, where he kind of struggled. Of course, an ERA that sat above 6. The 2-1, a slicing ball right side. Willie Bourbon diving, making the play. What a play. First out on the board from Willie Bourbon. His second diving play of the night. A slicing liner over towards the first base bag, and sure enough, he grabs it for out number 1. What a play.
number 10, Yeager Taylor.
So after a diving play from Willie Bourbon, Yeager Taylor, the third baseman, will dig in. First one to Taylor. Change up that comes right across home plate, 0-1. Yeager Taylor on the night 0 for 1, would strike out his last time up. The lone strikeout victim of Schwellenbach today. The 0-1. Breaking ball this time that runs wide, a ball and a strike. Yeager Taylor out of UC Riverside. Coming into the series against the Bullfrogs, batting .272. The 1-1. Swung on, line drive left center field, running forward Connor Beniski, but he can't get there. The first hit of the game for the Woodchucks comes here in the bottom of the 4th. Schwellenbach at the time was working a no-hitter, and Willie Bourbon with a diving play, saving it theoretically, granted just the bottom of the 4th inning. But well hit ball by Yeager Taylor into the gap out and left, and it's the first hit of the game, a single for Taylor. So Chad Fleischman, the designated hitter, now digs in. Fleischman his last time up would be hit by a fastball square in the back. First one to him, swing and a miss, 0-1. Fastball from Mason Schwellenbach that Fleischman was behind. And so he goes down 0-1. Schwellenbach comes set, nods his head, and the 0-1 comes in. Another fastball that this time sneaks in there for a strike, 0-2. Chad Fleischman out of Lamar University. This past season, bat .241. He's a returner to this Woodchucks team, where this past year would bat .250. He swings at the 0-2 pitch. It's a pop-up in the infield. Willie Bourbon calls off the pitcher and Schwellenbach. And Willie Bourbon gets underneath of it and makes the grab for out number 2. That brings up Jordan Santos, the catcher. Santos, his last time up, managed to work the walk. One of 2 batters tonight that Schwellenbach has walked. Left-handed batter stands in at a University of South Florida. The Tampa, Florida native, a tall, stocky frame, 6 foot 180. Coming into the series against the Frogs in 16 games, batting .255. Lefty stands in, first one to him. Fastball that hits the outside corner, 0-1. Santos supporting the black batting gloves. Evo shield on his right arm. And the 0-1. Breaking ball and hits the outside corner. Moves the count to 0 balls and 2 strikes. Schwellenbach, right-handed pitcher. Out there, takes a deep breath. Stares down Santos. Now comes set, nods his head in the 0-2. Swung on and found away left side. Count remains. Santos liked that one, a breaking ball that runs inside and just gets behind it, fouls it away left side. So Santos digs back in. He's down in the count, 0 balls and 2 strikes. Looking to try to string together some hits. 2 outs on the board. Taylor at first. The 0-2, that one runs low. 1-2. Zach Plunkett throws off the mask, running around Santos to try to grab the ball that got away from him. And in fact, when he was running past him, his shoulder hits him in the chin. And Santos not happy about it at first, but Plunkett apologizes and everything seems to be okay. A 1-2 count, 2 outs on the board. The dish swung on and fouled straight back. Count stays 1-2. Schwellenbach dealing in pitches that batters can get a hold of, but they just can't get all of it. As mentioned earlier in the game, a lot of foul offs here, a lot of 6, 7, 8 pitch at bats. The 1-2 pitch comes in. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Schwellenbach deals in his second strikeout of the night and leaves his 4th batter stranded. That does it for the 4th frame. Stay tuned for the 5th. The Bullfrogs lead 3-0. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network, 107.1 FM.
Is the frozen pizza that you're eating at home tired and worn out? It just doesn't have its stuff anymore. Its toppings are low and inside while the cheese is chin music. The time has come, friends, to make the switch. Make the call to the Brew Pub Bullpen. Bring in the relief and get the win with Brew Pub Lots of Matzo Pizzas. Made with premium toppings, then smothered in over half a pound of fresh 100% Wisconsin-made mozzarella cheese, Brew Pub Lots of Matzo Pizzas are the ingredients for a great time. Find us online at brewpubpizza.com, on Facebook at Brew Pub Pizza, or follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Brew Pub Pizza. Brew Pub Lots of Matzo Pizza, the ingredients for a great time.
Did you know that we here at the O'Connell Pharmacy would mail your prescriptions to you? At the O'Connell Pharmacy, we would like to make things easy for you. The O'Connell Pharmacy, our family helping your family.
Here in Wausau, Wisconsin. My name is Nolan Knight, voice of the Bullfrogs. Top of the 5th frame about to get underway. The Bullfrogs with a 3-0 lead. A 3-run top of the 2nd has really been all of the scoring we've seen today. An RBI double from Zach Plunkett that scores Ben Challey, and a 2 RBI single from Connor Beniski that scores Bourbon, and Plunkett himself is all there is. The Bullfrogs have kind of been shut down in every other frame. Just 4 hits tonight for them. And Mason Schwellenbach, who's been dealing out on the mound, He deals in a strikeout to leave a runner stranded in the bottom of the fourth. 2 strikeouts tonight and has only allowed 1 hit. There's already been a pitching change for the Woodchucks. It's Deegan Hart out on the mound, and he has dealt good since he's been in. Mikey Falia shows bunt but misses as he tries to put a drag bunt down, fooling the Woodchucks 0-1. The Bullfrogs have tried that leadoff bunt many times this season, and they have not been successful with it ever since Aaron Pleschner left the team. 0-1 pitch from Deegan Hart. Fastball swung on, ground ball to the second baseman. Nolan Ryan backhands it. The throw to first is in time. A nice stretch from Hunter Coleman. It beats out Mikey Falia by 1 step. 1 out on the board. That'll bring up Troy Johnston, the right fielder, who's 1 for 2 tonight. Johnston would manage a single back in the first inning, but would fly out to right his last time up. A hard hit grounder to the second baseman there, Ryan. But a nice play from Nolan Ryan. I love saying that name. Puts the backhand out, blocks the ball, picks it up in a sidearm toss, and there's 1 out on the board. First one to Johnston. Swung on, a blooper into left field, base hit. 5th hit of the night for the Bullfrogs, 2nd of the game for Troy Johnston, and he's feeling it. Claps his hands, gets a fist bump from his new first base coach, Mike Ramazzotti, or rather, my apologies, Matt Ellenbest, who's now filling in for Mike Ramazzotti. And it's the 5th hit of the game for the night. Troy Johnston in form, managed a multi-hit game yesterday for the Bullfrogs. So that brings up Dan Leckie, the designated hitter. First one to him is swung on and fouled back into the mask of Jordan Santos, 0-1. Leckie, a big-time hitter. The guy has a swing to him. I mean, when we were told we were going to come out to Wausau for 2 games, I expected Dan Leckie to grab himself a home run or 2 here. However, yesterday for the Bullfrogs, Dan Leckie would manage to just go 2 for 4. Got a double. And Dan Leckie, don't be surprised if he goes deep here. Troy Johnston with a large lead at first. A throw back, slides back in underneath the tag. A close play. Another throw back to first. Johnston slid back in safely again. And the 0-1 finally comes in. It's a fastball right over home plate, and Dan Leckie, frustrated with that call, kind of nods his head, and disagreement 0-2. Johnston retakes his lead at first, takes an extra step this time. 0-2 count on the board, 1 out on the board. Deegan Hart, the 0-2. Curveball, got him. Throw down to first. Johnston gets back safely. A swinging strikeout, and Dan Leckie now 0 for 2 on the night after that one. 2 outs on the board brings up Ben Hart, the second baseman. Hart 0 for 2 tonight, struck out looking his last time up. A great pitch from Deegan Hart at the time. First one into Hart, line drive foul left side over towards the cameraman over there. 0-1, just missing him, doesn't hit the equipment or the cameraman. Ben Hart on a bit of a tear, 6-game hit streak coming into the game. Of those 6 games, 4 of those multi-hit days. 3 for 4 last night, including a double. The 0-1, swung on. That is fouled away right side over towards the man on deck and Ben Challey. 0-2. Ben Hart, the second baseman, digs back in. Looking for his first hit tonight, down in the count, 0-2. 2 outs on the board, Johnston at first. The 0-2. Swung on and fouled away off of the end of the bat into the dirt. Count remains. No balls, 2 strikes here, 2 outs on the board. First baseman Hunter Coleman walks out to the mound to talk to his right-handed pitcher. That conference has come to a close. He goes back to first. Ben Hart digs back in. There's no balls, 2 strikes and 2 outs. A train has now made its way past Athletic Park, adding to the sunset. 0-2. Runs high, 1-2. And Athletic Park continuing to impress me. My only gripes with it is that sun that sits out and left. But, you know, once it's gone, you get the sunset. You get a train that has boarded the stadium. And it's almost something you'd see out of a movie. 1-2 pitch from Deegan Hart. Runner off. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. And it's 2 strikeouts in a row. That leaves a runner stranded. Second time tonight, Ben Hart has gone down swinging. He's 0 for 3. That does it for the top of the 5th inning. Stay tuned for the bottom half. The Bullfrogs have a 3-0 lead over the Woodchucks, and Mason Schwellenbach coming out to pitch the 5th as well. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the WOCO Sports Stream Radio Network, 107.1 FM.
Honey, get the camera. Riley's rolling again.
That dog always gets excited up here at the cabin.
Riley loves the woods, don't you, Riley? Roll, Riley, roll. You getting this?
I'm getting it all. It's fabulous. But we can't upload it until we get home.
Right, no data connection up here.
Challenge.
Coach McCarthy?
Mason Crosby.
Switch to Cellcom, guys. Our coverage is great, whether you're out here or anywhere coast to coast.
Yeah, Riley's fans don't want to wait.
Now Riley's really on a roll.
At Cellcom, we've got you covered out in the country and all across the country. Cellcom, built for you.
Very athletic. I think we can use him on special teams.
But not to kick, right?
We'll see.
It's Cellcom's Customer Appreciation Celebrations. Get smartphones from the top 2 brands for just a penny each, along with food prizes and sales on accessories. Cellcom, built for you. Available day of event only. New 2-year activation qualified upgrade required. Restrictions apply. Visit cellcom.com/celebrate for details.
Hello and welcome back to Athletic Park. It is a beautiful Friday night. A bit chilly though, around 62, 63 degrees. The sun that was a bit aggravating at one point has set, and it is beautiful now. As sunset, a train has just went past the stadium. The fans are loving it. There's a baby smiling at me right now. I don't think you could ask for much more. First pitch into the new batter, Nolan Ryan, goes by for a strike, 0-1. Mason Schwellenbach still out on the mound for the Bullfrogs. Kicks the leg and sends in the 0-1. A check swing, it's in the dirt. Plunkett wants an appeal. Third base umpire waves his arm, says no. So a ball and a strike, no outs on the board. Just got underway with the bottom of the 5th inning. The Bullfrogs have a 3-0 lead. The 1-1. Fastball, and finds the inside lower portion. 1 ball and 2 strikes now. Nolan Knight on the, I'm Nolan Knight. Nolan Ryan on the season for the Woodchucks. Currently supporting a batting average that sits at just .250. The 1-2. Fastball and runs high, a 2-2 count now. Has played in just 9 games, posting 6 hits. The 2-2. Breaking ball, that one runs low. And a full count now. 3 balls and 2 strikes, no outs on the board. Nobody on. Just got underway with this bottom of the 5th inning. And Schwellenbach continuing to have large pitch counts, or rather at-bat counts. It seems like there's been many 6 to 7 to 8 pitch at-bats. Payoff pitch comes in. It's swung on and fouled back. Count remains 3 balls and 2 strikes, no outs on the board. Nolan Ryan digs in, waves his lumber around. Mason Schwellenbach rocks back, kicks the leg in the payoff. That one runs high, and Schwellenbach walks his 3rd batter of the night. That brings up the 9-hole Caden Harris, the right fielder. Caden Harris out of St. Cloud State, a tall, stocky, right-handed batter. Harris still looking for his first hit in a Woodchucks uniform. Is 0 for 3. Managed the walk his last time up in the 3rd. Schwellenbach deals. Fastball wide, 1-0. Caden Harris, the right fielder, worked the walk his last time up. Still looking for that first hit as just mentioned. The 1-0. Swing and a miss behind it. 1-1. Caden Harris rocking the number 0 jersey for the Woodchucks. Nolan Ryan takes a lead over at first. Harris with the black batting gloves. Black socks as well. The 1-1. Snap throw to first. Nearly got him. Bourbon grabs it, lays down the tag, and that's why Zach Plunkett is so dangerous. I talked about earlier how he's been a guy that has relied on his defensive skill set, and there's a reason that he can rely on it. Snap throws that are nearly in time. He can fool guys. I don't think anyone stole cleanly on him all season. There's not many times when Plunkett sees a runner take off and he gets the transfer cleanly and throws to second and doesn't get the batter. I mean, the guy has a rocket for an arm. He calls a nice game according to Bullfrogs pitchers. And he nearly grabs himself a snap throw there. Bourbon lays the tag down, but Nolan Ryan just able to slide back in safely. 3 balls, 1 strike, no outs on the board. Runner at first, the 3-1. Swung on and fouled down into the dirt. Full count. Another full count, I should mention, as there's some movement in the bullpen now for the Bullfrogs. They're going to have to send somebody in here shortly. Not because Mason Schwellenbach hasn't pitched well either. Just 1 hit allowed all night. Payoff pitch. Runner off. Down for a ball. Throw to second won't matter. He would have been out by a mile. But it's a walk. And so it's no outs on the board. Could have nearly been a strikeout, throw him out. And I'm telling you, this Zach Plunkett guy, he can launch a ball. Don't try to steal against him unless you want to put an out on the board. Would have been an out there. And it's a walk that puts the runner at first. So 2 walks in a row now from Schwellenbach. He deals in 1 here. It goes by Stevie Mangrum for a strike 0-1. Mangrum 0 for 2 tonight. Flew out to right field his last time up and grounded out to second to lead off the game. The 0-1. Fastball, and that one misses low, 1-1. Schwellenbach has walked 4 batters tonight and hits the 5th batter, Chad Fleischman. The 1-1 into Stevie Mangrum. Comes in. The fastball and hits the outside corner, 1-2. Stevie Mangrum, not normally a leadoff batter, but Fabian, the head coach for the Wisconsin Woodchucks, likes to put him there, says that he wants him to get his at-bats in a game and wants him to get on base, and so why not put him there? The All-Star digs in, and Mason Schwellenbach comes set, checks the runner at second, and deals. A 1-2, a breaking ball wide, 2-2. Finds himself in really the first bind of the game back in the 2nd inning. He put 2 runners on with a hit by pitch and a walk and got out of it. 2-2. Swung on, popped up right side, foul territory, out of play. Lands past the grandstand seat and into the bordering park that sits on the right side. Count sits at 2-2. Mason Schwellenbach with 97 pitches here on the night. This will likely be his last inning of work. So he won't be able to get into the 6th inning. And again, he's pitched well. Has allowed just 1 hit all night, but 4 walks. Schwellenbach checks the runner at second in the 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 98th pitch is a strikeout, his 3rd of the night. So that brings up Logan Foster, the center fielder. Just the first out. So the bind is still intact. He's still got some unraveling to do, some unknotting to get his team out of it. Last time when he put 2 runners on, there was 2 outs on the board, so a bit different situation. If he can get out of this inning, it would be impressive. First one to Foster. Breaking ball and runs wide, a 1-0. Logan Foster on the night, 0 for 2. The 1-2-3 hitters tonight for the Wisconsin Woodchucks, get this, 0 for 7. The 1-0. That one runs low, 2-0.
100 pitches.
Mason Schwellenbach, right-handed pitcher out there on the bump, wipes his mouth, toes the rubber. The Saginaw Valley State product out there on the mound has pitched a solid first start for the Bullfrogs. Had appeared in just 2 games of relief before that. Schwellenbach checks the runner at second and throws to second. Ben Hart comes over to cover, but the runner slides back in safely. No tag from Ben Hart. 2 balls, no strikes, 1 out on the board. Runner at first and second. Schwellenbach with a deep breath comes set, the 2-0. That one finds the inside corner just barely. Logan Foster can't believe it. He kind of stands there in the box a little longer than normal. Let the umpire know he disagrees. 2 balls and a strike, no, 1 out on the board. The 2-1. That one runs wide, a 3-1 count now. And Zach Plunkett, the catcher, pops up almost to fake a snap throw to second. Nolan Ryan over there a bit rattled after nearly getting tagged down off of a snap throw to first. We've seen Zach Plunkett throw out a runner at second before off of a snap throw. He can do it. The 3-1. Swung on, slicer into right center field. That drops fair. Troy Johnston picks it up, and they're going to hold up the runner at third as a nice throw in. Would have had him out at the plate. So it's a single that loads the bases for Logan Foster, and that will bring up Hunter Coleman. Troy Johnson, the right fielder, grabs it cleanly, makes the transfer cleanly, and puts a ball into the infield that is right on target. A good play from the right fielder might have just saved the Bullfrogs a run, but they are in a bind. Runners at first, second, and third, just 1 out on the board. And Hunter Coleman, the first baseman, digs in. The Texas A&M product on the night is 0 for 2. His last time up would fly out to right. If he can get underneath one here, it would likely be a sacrifice fly. A base hit could probably score 2. Nolan Ryan at third, Caden Harris at second, and Logan Foster at first. Arnold Coleman watches one go by for a ball, 1-0. Schwellenbach comes set, takes a breath, kicks the leg, the 1-0. Swung on, line drive left side, foul. Landing into the concession stand area that sits underneath of the beer garden out in left. And the count moves to a ball and a strike. We're here in the bottom of the 5th inning where the Bullfrogs are trying to preserve their lead. They have a 3-0 lead here in the bottom of the 5th. But the Woodchucks knocking on the door. Bases loaded, just 1 out on the board. Mason Schwellenbach out on the mound has pitched more than 100 tonight. The 1-0, 1-1. Breaking ball, that one right over the plate. 1-2, he gets ahead. If he can get out of this frame, it would put a nice stamp on his first start. Has done well tonight. Allowed just 2 hits and no runs. The 1-2. Swung on, slow grounder left side, foul. It's a tapper that rolls down the third base line at the last second, rolls over it into foul territory. It was hit so softly that it would have scored a run for the Woodchucks. Nobody could get over to it. Ben Challey, Schwellenbach, or Plunkett. It would have nearly worked as a bunt. One ball, 2 strikes, 1 out on the board. Runners at first, second, and third. Foster, Harris, and Ryan. Schwellenbach deals. Swing and a miss, much needed strikeout. Out number 2.
Now batting for the Woodchucks.
His second strikeout of the inning, his 4th of the game. He's had a good one. If he can get out of this inning, it would be impressive. Of course, coming into the game, just 5 innings pitched with an 11.40 ERA. Had allowed 7 earned runs in those 5 innings. First one into the new batter, Trey Dawson, goes wide 1-0. Dawson, the shortstop for the Wisconsin Woodchucks, coming into the game, batting .257. The 1-0. Swung on, fly ball, foul territory, right side, out of play. 1 ball and 1 strike.
110 pitches.
Mason Schwellenbach up to 110 pitches. And deals in the 1-1. Breaking ball, finds the inside corner, gets ahead, a ball and 2 strikes. The Saginaw Valley State product putting on a showcase here. If he can get out of it, you better bet that he'll find himself as a starter a few more times. The 1-2, swung on, fouled back. A good pitch there from Schwellenbach. Trey Dawson just getting a piece of it. Count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes. The Chippewa College product, recent transfer to Kentucky. He digs in. Can Schwellenbach get out of it? Bases loaded. The 1-2 nearly gets away from Plunkett. A nice pick from the Plunkett. Nice pick from Plunkett, I should say. There it is. Leaves runners loaded. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bases juiced. The dish. Swung on, popped up, foul territory. Right side, Bourbon tracking over, out of play.
Should I say that too?
2 balls and 2 strikes, 2 outs on the board. Schwellenbach up to 35 pitches, so no doubt about it, this will be his last inning out on the mound. Dawson digs in. Schwellenbach comes set. The 2-2. Misses low. A breaking ball from Mason Schwellenbach. And it comes down to this. Can he get out of it? 3 balls and 2 strikes. 2 outs on the board. Bases loaded. Schwellenbach comes set. The payoff pitch. Swung on. Fly ball right side. The pressure remains. Foul. The Woodchucks trying to get back into this game. A base hit could score 2, maybe even 3, because they're leaving early. Just 2 hits allowed tonight by Mason Schwellenbach and no runs. Has walked 4 tonight and is looking to try to get out of a bind. Has been composed as ever out there. 3 balls and 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bases loaded. The payoff. Swung on, line drive to right field. Tracking over Troy Johnston, foul. A well-hit ball by Trey Dawson. And Schwellenbach will take a sigh of relief. The catcher, Zach Plunkett, will walk with them back to his pitching mound to calm him down there. A high-pressure situation nearly turning bad for the Bullfrogs. That would have easily scored all 3. It got into the corner. Just fouled by 4 or 5 feet into the bullpen of the Bullfrogs. Excuse me. A full count, 2 outs on the board, bases loaded. Mason Schwellenbach takes a breath. Dawson awaits the payoff. Swung on, slicer right side, that one foul. Dawson has fouled all 4 or 5 at this point, and Schwellenbach has probably let out 7 or 8 sighs of relief. The count remains 3 balls and 2 strikes. The home crowd getting into it here. They can feel a couple of runs. The Bullfrogs have a 3-0 lead. Bottom of the 5th inning. Still a full count. Schwellenbach deals. Just misses the zone. I thought it hit it. Schwellenbach can't believe it. Chris Sabo even with a couple of words to the home plate umpire. Schwellenbach gives him a couple as well. It misses the zone by inches. And Schwellenbach's day has to come to a close because he pitched a good, or rather his day has to come to a close as he hits the pitch limit. A run comes across for the Wisconsin Woodchucks after the walk. Bases loaded walk puts a run to the board. The Bullfrogs will bring out Brett Falk. We're going to go to a break. Schwellenbach's day comes to a close. Bases stay loaded. 2 outs on the board. Due up is Yeager Taylor. Stay tuned. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network 107.1 FM.
When you're looking for the perfect game for your appetite, look no further than Brew Pub Lots of Matzo Pizzas. Made with premium meats and veggies, then topped with over half a pound of 100% fresh, real mozzarella cheese made right here in Wisconsin. Every Brew Pub Lots of Matzo Pizza is a home run. Made with the hungry in mind, Brew Pub pizzas are big, bold, and belong in the big leagues of the frozen pizza industry. Enjoy a delicious piece of Brew Pub Lots of Matzo Pizza right now from the concession stand or pick one up at your local favorite grocery store. Brew Pub Lots of Matzo Pizzas, the ingredients for a great time.
They are role models and educators. Their work requires a great deal of time and energy for very little pay. Who are these unsung heroes?
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Coach.
The simple truth about education-based athletics in Wisconsin is this. Without a committed team of coaches and administrators, it just wouldn't be possible. School sports, they bring out the best in all of us. This message presented by the Wisconsin Interscholastic Athletic Association and the Wisconsin Athletic Directors Association.
Hello and welcome back to Wausau Athletic Park. New pitcher on the mound, Brett Falk. Mason Schwellenbach's day comes to a close, and again, not because he didn't pitch well. Allows just 2 hits on his time out on the mound and just 1 earned run. He walks a run in for the Bullfrogs. He thought it was strike 3. Zach Plunkett thought it was strike 3. Chris Sabo thought it was strike 3. And to be honest with you, I thought it was strike 3. A ball that just misses the zone wide and low by inches. The pressure remains, however. Bases remain loaded. 2 outs on the board, and Yeager Taylor, left-handed third baseman, digs in. He's 1 for 2 tonight. Brett Falk out of Lenore Ryan out on the mound. First pitch, fastball that nearly gets away from the catcher, Zach Plunkett. Ball 1. Not a great way to start things for Falk. He's got to be perfect here in this bottom of the 5th inning for the Bullfrogs to keep their lead. 2 outs on the board. Bottom of the 5th inning, the Bullfrogs have a 3-1 lead. Taylor digs in. Brett Falk, right-handed pitcher, comes set. Falk has been great for the Frogs in his last 2 appearances. The 1-0. Swung gone, line drive, foul left side, 1-1. Brett Falk would come in and pitch some innings of reliefs against the Woodchucks and not allow a run. Would deal in multiple strikeouts against the Woodchucks the first time this team faced off back on Monday. A 1-1 from Falk. Swing and a miss, 1-2. Taylor will walk all the way around the batter's box, thinking about that swing and a miss. Brett Falk on the season with an 8.91 ERA has struggled. Pitched 3 strong against the Woodchucks on the 31st, dealing in 6 strikeouts. Would get the save in the game. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Falk gets him out of it. Leaves the bases loaded. What a outing for Brett Falk. I don't even know how to describe it. Bases left loaded. There was no outs on the board with runners at first and second. They get 1 out on the board. Bases loaded. Schwellenbach puts another one away, and then Brent Falk comes in to finish off the job. 3 left stranded, make that now 7 runners left on base here through 5 for the Woodchucks. Stay tuned for the 6th inning. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network, 107.1 FM. Stay tuned.
Want that new home? You can own it. NEW Credit Union has several mortgage options to choose from. Along with our 5- and 7-year balloon and 10-year fixed terms, NEW Credit Union now offers a 15-year fixed term. Find out how to get pre-approved for your home loan. Ask one of our knowledgeable mortgage specialists. Call 800-924-1250 today. That's 800-924-1250. Offices in Oconto Falls, Surrey, and Oconto. NEW Credit Union is an equal housing opportunity lender, serving all who live or work in Brown, Marinette, Shawano, and Oconto counties. Federally insured by the NCUA. All loans subject to approval. Visit www.newcu.org for more details. Choose your home. At NEW Credit Union, we can help you own it.
Hello and welcome back to Wausau, Wisconsin. Top of the 6th inning about to get underway. Brent Falk comes in and closes things out for the Bullfrogs. An absolute great showing in the bottom of the 5th. Bases left loaded. Leaves the Bullfrogs ahead. They have a 3-1 lead here in the top of the 6th inning. Ben Challey digs in to start things off here in the top of the 6th. First one to him. Swung gone, fly ball right side, foul. 0-1. Deegan Hart still out on the mound for the Woodchucks. Hart so far on the afternoon has dealt in 3 innings of work, allowing just 2 hits and no runs. Bullfrogs have a 5-2 hit advantage over the Woodchucks tonight. 0-1. Swung gone, bouncing ground ball left side. Third baseman snagged it, the throw to first in time, and Yeager Taylor makes up for his strikeout as he has a phenomenal defensive play there for out number 1. A bouncing ground ball left side, grabs it, backhanded almost. Or rather, no, he doesn't, but puts his glove facing the dirt to grab it. And on the run, throws it to first. The second solid play by the third baseman defensively. And Ben Challey goes down. In fact, the second time that Ben Challey has grounded out to that third baseman. Then it brings up Willie Bourbon, the first baseman. Bourbon on the night, 0 for 1. Managed to work the walk back in the second. He swings at the first one he sees and fouls it away, 0-1. We're here in the top of the 6th inning where the Bullfrogs have a 3-1 lead. If you just missed the bottom of the 5th inning, you missed some high pressure situations. Bases loaded, 2 outs on the board, and Brent Falk comes in to relieve Schwellenbach and deals in a strikeout. 0-1. That one runs way high and wide. In fact, Jordan Santos can't even put the mitt on it. Rolls all the way back to the backstop. 1-1.
Chucks are in Kalamazoo tomorrow. Corey Frazier will make the start for Wisconsin. Chucks have had some good luck at over Stryker Field this year. They've got to hope for a couple of...
1-1 count, 1 out on the board. Deegan Hart comes set, takes a breath, and the 1-1. Swing and a miss, 1-2. If you're not following us on Twitter or on Instagram, go give it a look at GB Bullfrogs. And get by-inning updates as I try to type one in right now. That's why I'm taking a step back from the game for a moment. But Willie Bourbon digs in the 1-2. Breaking ball comes in, but time is called because someone called time. Fabian comes out to have some disagreements with the home plate umpire. Well, Fabian now walks back to his dugout and the theatrics are over. Been a lot of complaints with the umpire crew here over the past 2 days from Woodchucks fans. Some against Bullfrogs as well. 1-2 pitch. That one right over the plate, and strike number 3 puts out number 2 on the board. 2 up, 2 down. That brings up Zach Plunkett. The catcher's 1 for 2 tonight, an RBI double back in the second inning, and struck out looking his last time up.
Now batting for the Bullfrogs, number 33, Zach Plunkett.
So Zach Plunkett digs in, the University of Arkansas product, transferred in from TCU. Batting just 190 on the team, but ever since the All-Star break, the guy's been on fire. Putting that on display tonight with that double his first time up. First one to him. Fastball, and it runs wide, 1-0. Plunkett, a guy that I mentioned is impressive to watch during batting practice. The guy has one heck of a swing. 1-0. Swung on and found a way right side, evens that up. 1-1. He's joked with me about how if only batting in the game were like batting practice, he'd be an all-star. Except for it's not quite the same when you're getting pitches coming at you at 50 miles per hour rather than 90. The 1-1. Swing and a miss. Moves the count to 1-2. Deegan Hart has been impressive out there on the mound all night. Has allowed just 2 hits. No earned run. Has dealt in multiple strikeouts as well. 5 Ks to no walks tonight. Hart deals in the 1-2. Fastball that just misses the zone inside. Took a little bit off of it there. Moves the count to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Schwellenbach, or rather my apologies, Hart digs in, deals in the 2-2, and somehow or another it misses the zone. Just about everyone on the field started walking towards their dugout. I think Zach Plunkett thought it hit the zone. I think everyone in the stands thought it hit the zone besides the home plate umpire. Instead, it's a full count. Hart comes set and deals. Swung on. Pop up right side, foul territory. First baseman by the tarp, can't make the grab. It's off the edge of his glove, and Hunter Coleman can't corral it for out number 3. Was worried about the fence over there. Reaching his arm out instead of getting underneath of it. Was unsure how much room he had a little bit left. As there's about 4 or 5 extra feet over there from where the tarp sits and where the fence is. And he wasn't sure where the tarp was, reaching over thin air. Payoff pitch. Swung on, that one fouled away. Zach Plunkett here in his last 10 games for the Bullfrogs, coming into the game batting .269. In 7 games has managed 7 hits. Right-handed batter out of the University of Arkansas awaits. Deegan Hart out on the mound, takes a breath, and the 3-2. Swung on, found away right side as well. That one just off the end of the bat. Plunkett takes his time getting back into the batter's box, readjusting his batting gloves. And Deegan Hart out on the mound comes set. Right-handed pitcher out of Grand Canyon University, trying to cap off what has been a great inning. Has dropped both batters that dug in. Payoff. Swung on, that one fouled away, and this game could probably be over in about 2 hours or so if it weren't for these long at-bats. I mean, 7 or 8 pitch at-bats time after time for both teams. Schwellenbach was getting up there. I think that last at-bat was 10 pitches. It was unreal. So a full count. 2 outs on the board, nobody on. We're here in the top of the 6th frame. Payoff pitch. Swung on, that one fouled away. The 10th pitch this at bat. Unreal. Three balls and 2 strikes, 2 outs on the board. Deegan Hart out there on the mound trying to get out of the frame, making a 1-2-3 inning. Has dealt in a grand total of 5 strikeouts tonight. The payoff again. That one swung on, fouled away left side. That one over towards the cameraman on that left side again. Nearly hitting that cameraman. Again, doesn't hit the equipment, though, or the cameraman, so all is well. There's one of the coaches over there trying to save him with his cap, but just can't make the play. So a full count still, 2 outs on the board. And the payoff is dealt. That one runs low for ball 4, and Zach Plunkett manages to work the walk, a well-earned walk. As Connor Beniski, the left fielder, digs in. Beniski on the night, 2 for 2. An 2 RBI single back in the 2nd inning. And then a single in the 4th frame. Beniski, left-handed batter out of State College of Florida, awaits. Swings at the first one and fouls it away. 0-1. Connor Beniski, left-handed batter, stands in with an open stance. White batting gloves. Awaits the 1. That one runs wide, moves the count to 1-1. Nice frame job by the catcher Jordan Santos, but does not fool the home plate umpire Michael Apray. The count moves even. Deegan Hart deals in the 1-1. It's a sinker that drops into the dirt and moves the count to 2-1. We're here in the top of the 6th inning where the Bullfrogs have a 3-1 lead. 5 hits on the night for the Bullfrogs, 2 for the Woodchucks. Beniski waves his lumber around. Hair flowing out the back of his helmet. 2-1. Swung on, that one fouled away left side. Evens the count up 2-2. Connor Beniski this past season at State College of Florida would not appear in any games redshirting. But he's from the area, grew up in Suamico, Wisconsin. Not the biggest of guys, just 5'10", 175. Freshman digs back in. The 2-2 from Deegan Hart. Swung on, grounder right side. First baseman has it, underhand toss to the pitcher in time. And Hart steps on the bag, beating out Beniski by 2 steps. And that does it for the top of the 6th inning. The Bullfrogs leave a runner stranded. Stay tuned. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network, 107.1 FM.
American Inn Lodge and Suites Green Bay West is the ideal location for your next stay, whether you're traveling for business or pleasure. They are proud to provide the amenities you want most and deliver them at the highest level possible, starting with comfortable, quieter guest rooms. Welcome to genuine American hospitality.
Is the frozen pizza that you're eating at home tired and worn out? It just doesn't have its stuff anymore. Its toppings are low and inside while the cheese is chin music. The time has come, friends, to make the switch. Make the call to the Brew Pub Bullpen. Bring in the relief and get the win with Brew Pub Lots of Matzo Pizzas. Made with premium toppings, then smothered in over half a pound of fresh 100% Wisconsin-made mozzarella cheese, Brew Pub Lots of Matzo Pizzas are the ingredients for a great time. Find us online at brewpubpizza.com, on Facebook at Brew Pub Pizza, or follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Brew Pub Pizza. Brew Pub Lots of Matzo Pizza, the ingredients for a great time.
Hello and welcome back to Athletic Park here in Wausau, Wisconsin. Bottom of the 6th inning about to get underway, and the Bullfrogs have a 3-1 lead over the Wisconsin Woodchucks. Brett Falk still out on the mound for the Bullfrogs. The guy has been hot recently for the Frogs. Why would you not go to him? Brett Falk here in his last 2 appearances, or really last 3 appearances for that matter. In a loss against Battle Creek, pitched 4 strong innings. Allowed just 1 earned run and 2 hits. Striking out 4 along the way. and then back on July 31st would come in and get the save. Pitched 3 innings for the Bullfrogs, allowing 2 earned runs in a 9-6 victory, striking out 6, walking 2. Would come in to close out the game against the Wisconsin Woodchucks, or rather pitch an inning of relief against the Wisconsin Woodchucks. Back on August 1st, that was on Tuesday. In the 7-5 victory over this team, he pitched 1 inning, not allowing a run, walking 1, and striking out 1. If you missed the bottom of the 5th inning, you missed a lot. Probably the most intense moment of the game. The bases loaded with 1 out on the board. Mason Schwellenbach walks the batter to end his day, walking in a run. First pitch from Brett Falk of the new inning is bouncing to home plate. It's a breaking ball that bounces way in front of home plate, but somehow or another, the batter for the Wisconsin Woodchucks, Chad Fleischman, swings at it instead. 0-1. The 0-1 swung on, that one fouled away. Head-scratching swing there by Fleischman. Talk about fooling a batter. In fact, I think Brett Falk let out a smile after he saw it. 0-2, Fleischman falls behind. But Schwellenbach would walk in a run, load the bases, and put a run across, and then Brett Falk gets the knock to come in. The 0-2 swung on, broken bat, grounder to short. The throw to first is in time, and out number 1's recorded. That brings up Jordan Santos, who's 0 for 1 tonight with a strikeout. So they would bring in Brett Falk to close out the game, or inning, as I try to struggle through this story here. In the bottom of the 5th inning, with the bases loaded, Falk comes in, strikes out the first batter he sees, and leaves him loaded. Due up now is Jordan Santos. Struck out his last time up. First one to him. A breaking ball that breaks inside towards the knees of Santos. 1-0. Right-handed pitcher comes set, kicks the leg, and the 1-0's down. That one just runs wide, a 2-0 count. There's 1 out on the board, there's nobody on. We're in the bottom of the 6th inning where the Bullfrogs have a 3-1 lead. 2-0 pitch. That one finds the upper portion of the zone, 2-1. Jordan Santos, thinking that it was going to hit him, actually raises his hands. Santos with the black Evo shield, white batter sleeve on the right arm, and black batting gloves. 2-1. Breaking ball, that's in there for a strike, and Brett Falk, he's just been in the zone. 2-2. Of course, a rough start to the season. In his second appearance, would pitch 3 1/3 of an inning, allowing 7 earned runs. The 2-2 pitch is swung on, a fly ball deep into right field. Troy Johnston at the warning track makes the grab. A well-hit ball by Jordan Santos, but not enough on it. Troy Johnston tracks back and it gets underneath of it for out number 2. 2 up, 2 down. We'll bring up Nolan Ryan, the second baseman. Nolan Ryan 0 for 1 tonight, would fly out to center in the second and would work the walk in that 5th inning, coming around to score off of the RBI walk from Trey Dawson. First one to him goes by for a strike, 0-1. The 0-1. That one goes by for a strike, 0-2. Brett Falk slipping after throwing that one. Zach Plunkett jogs out to the mound to investigate as well. They kick some dirt around, rearrange some, and I think he's going to be all right. Of course, Brett Falk has that release where he just puts all of his oomph into it. A kind of interesting release. I mean, Brett Falk by no means a big guy. Falk stands at just around 6'2", 165. A tall, lengthy pitcher. And he needs to put all that oomph on it. He kicks his leg, the 0-2. Finds the inside corner, a backwards K, and Brett Falk stays hot. His second strikeout of the game, and he puts the Woodchucks down in order, 1, 2, 3. Stay tuned, you're listening to the WSCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network. We'll be back with the top of the 7th.
Who's ready to race it tonight?
Hi, folks. This is David from Witt's Piggly Wiggly in O'Connell Falls. Are you sick of rising gas prices? Well, at Witt's, we have a solution. When you purchase qualified groceries with blue shelf stickers, and there's hundreds throughout our store, you build up discounts for 15 gallons of gas on your club card. Then, when you fill up at our Pig Stop pumps, just scan your card and watch the gas price drop. So scan your card, shop the blue stickers, and save money on gas at the Pig in O'Connell Falls.
Over the past 60 years, Triangle Distributing has maintained itself as a leader in the market as it has responded to the changes in product innovation and consumer demands. It is in this commitment to employees, customers, community, and supplier partners that has enabled them to remain one of the best and most respected distributors in our state.
Hello and welcome back to Wausau, Wisconsin here at Athletic Park. My name's Will Knight, voice of the Bullfrogs. About to get underway with the top of the 7th inning. Still out on the mound for the Woodchucks is Deegan Hart, who is absolutely dealing out on the mound so far in 4 innings pitched. Deegan Hart has allowed just 2 hits, has walked just 1 batter, and has dealt in 5 strikeouts. We'll see how long he can go. The right-handed hurler has been impressive. Came in to relieve Luke Hall, who pitched 2 innings, allowing 3 earned runs. Would walk 4 and strike out none in 13 batters faced in just 2 frames. Deegan Hart with some solid relief pitching has left his Woodchucks in it. 3-1 Bullfrogs lead. Top of the 7th inning, and due up for the Bullfrogs will be the leadoff hitter Riley Smith. Smith 0 for 3 tonight. Coming into last night's game was on a 8-game hit streak, but then would go 0 for 4 yesterday. He's 0 for 3 tonight. Hit into a double play his last time up. The right-handed batter out of the University of Minnesota digs in. Deegan Hart, right-handed pitcher, comes set, takes a breath, and deals in the first pitch of the inning. It's a fastball that hits the upper inside corner, 0-1. Deegan Hart takes a deep breath out on the mound. Riley Smith kicks his bat and digs in. The 0-1. Swung on, ground ball back to the pitcher. He grabs it barehanded, or no he does not, but grabs it with his left hand in the mitts, takes it out, throws it to first, and the out is recorded 1 away. That brings up Mikey Falia, the center fielder. Mikey tonight 0 for 2, would ground out to second his last time up. Worked the walk back in the 2nd inning. Falia leads this team in batting average, batting above 300. Right-handed batter out of UC Irvine stands in, and Deegan Hart deals. It's swung on, a grounder to the left side. Eager Taylor has it. The throw to first off the bag, over towards the tarp. Falia rounding first. He's going to get to the second base bag, standing up. It'll be an infield single, and then he's able to get over to second off of the E5. So a runner in scoring position now with just 1 out on the board. And Troy Johnston, the right fielder, digs in. Johnston 2 for 3 tonight, has had a good game.
Troy Johnston.
The 3-1 ball game here in the top of the 7th inning. Deegan Hart still out there on the mound for the Woodchucks. Allows a single there. That's just the 3rd hit he's allowed tonight. And Troy Johnston, the left-handed hitter out of Gonzaga, stands in. Hart resets. Now stands back on the rubber. Falia takes the lead from second. And the Gonzaga product awaits. First one to him. Fastball wide. 1-0. Johnston awaits. Deegan Hart out there on the mound, kicks the leg, the 1-0. Swung on, line drive to left field. Tracking over is Stevie Mangrum, can't get there. Rolls to the wall. Mikey Falia rounding third, gets across Home plate standing up for a run, and Troy Johnston walks into second. A stand-up RBI double, and the Bullfrogs take a 4-1 lead. Troy Johnston gives a celebration back towards his bullpen, waving his hands above his head, imitating what Nick Parr did against this Woodchucks team back on Monday. Of course, Nick Parr, a pitcher for the Bullfrogs, who got the nod to bat as a designated hitter because of injuries. They couldn't put anyone else out there. Nick Parr, he's not a hitter whatsoever, doesn't do it for his school, but he gets the nod anyway, and sure enough would have managed an RBI double in that game. And since then, and I feel like if I've been paying attention correctly, every double since, everyone has mimicked Nick Parr's double celebration. So no one count as the first one goes by for a strike against Leckie. And one out on the board and a runner at second. Dan Leckie awaits, and Deegan Hart deals. It goes by for a ball, 1-1. We're here in the bottom of the 7th inning. The Bullfrogs have a 4-1 lead after the RBI double. Troy Johnston now 3 for 4. The guy's been hot. The 1-1. Swung gone, ground ball left side. Third baseman has it. The throw to first in time. Out number 2. Dan Leckie now 0 for 3 on the night after grounding out to third. And Eager Taylor over there at third continues his good play. I mean, the moment the ball is hit, he's charging into the infield grass. He's grabbing it and he's throwing it all on the run. Smooth as butter. The guy is looking good at the third base bag. And Ben Hart, the second baseman, digs in. Swings at the first one, a chopper to the shortstop. He bobbles with it. The throw to first, however, is in time, beating out Hart by a step. That does it for the top of the 7th. The Bullfrogs get a run across, an RBI single from Troy Johnston. He's left stranded, however, and on to the bottom half of the 7th we go. Time for the 7th inning stretch. Go grab your popcorn, go grab your cold brews. It's Friday night, but come back because the Bullfrogs have a 4-1 lead. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network.
Tri-City Glass and Doors, locally owned and family operated, and has been since 1960, specializing in commercial glass projects and automotive glass repair. Having grown up right here in Northeast Wisconsin, Tri-City understands your needs and wants to be the residential glass and door professionals you can count on. They're here for your family in all of life stages, from building an addition on your home for your newborn to applying Aquapel to your new driver's car. Additionally, they are locally owned, so there's no hoops to jump through. You can call them or come in at any time to talk directly to one of their glass and door experts. Triangle Distributing is a diversified distributor of high-quality beverages that is focused on providing customer satisfaction, service with well-trained personnel that drives the market through teamwork, goals, and strong relationships.
Welcome back to Wausau, Wisconsin here. Bottom of the 7th frame about to get underway. The Bullfrogs have a 4-1 lead. Brett Falk still out on the mound, and boy, is that man hot. Would deal in a 1-2-3 inning in the bottom of the 6th inning, ending things out with a strikeout. Of course, that inning coming off of a third of an inning where he would come in and leave 3 stranded with a strikeout. We'll see what he can do here in the bottom of the 7th. As due up for the Wisconsin Woodchucks will be the 9-1-2 hitters. Caden Harris, the right fielder, leads things off. Stevie Mangrum, the left fielder, on deck, and Logan Foster in the hole. First one to Caden Harris goes by for a ball, 1-0. Stevie Mangrum standing on deck, the left fielder, an all-star, 0 for 3 tonight. We'll see if he can manage one when he gets up to that. 1-0. That one runs wide. 2 balls and no strikes here. No outs on the board. Bottom 7 in front of a relatively crowded Wisconsin Woodchucks crowd. 2 out. Swing and a miss. Moves the count to 2 balls and 1 strike. Seemed like there was a bit more people here back, say, towards the 3rd inning or so, but we're past that 9:20 hour now. and so some folks have gone home. The 2-1. That one runs high. Count moves to 3 balls and 1 strike. But in that bullpen area out in right field, packed to the rim, as well as the beer garden and left. 3 balls and 1 strike, no outs on the board. Caden Harris awaits, still looking for that first hit in a Woodchucks uniform. 3-1, swung gone, ground ball to third. Challey has it, the throw to first in time, and there's 1 away. Harris will remain hitless.
Now batting for the Woodchucks from Virginia.
Ben Challey over there at third base. That's his first time we've mentioned his name tonight. Of course, Ben Challey, third baseman for the Bullfrogs tonight, filling in for Dan Leckie, who's the designated hitter tonight. Normally the third baseman. Nice play there. Charges into the infield, runs into the ball, into his glove, and a throw to first is on time. Stevie Mangrum now digs in. The leadoff batter is 0 for 3 tonight. Struck out his last time up in the 5th inning. Right-handed batter out of Virginia Tech awaits. Brett Falk kicks his leg and sends in the 1-0. That one runs wide, 2-0. First pitch that Falk dealt in was wide and low also. And so there's 2 balls and no strikes. 1 away, nobody on. Bottom of the 7th inning, the Bullfrogs holding on to a 4-1 lead. They've won 5 of their last 6. 2-0. Swing and a miss, 2-1. The Bullfrogs on a 5-game winning streak going into last night's game, and the Woodchucks were on a 7-game losing streak, just polar opposites. 2-1. That one runs high. A 3-1 count now. Not sure what happened to Zach Plunkett on the throwback, but it just kind of dribbles out of his hand, rolls past the pitcher's mound. I think his dugout giving him a hard time. He flipped something over there. And it's a 3-1 count. The dish. Fastball that finds the upper outside portion, a full count. Stevie Mangrum thought it was ball 4. He had tossed his bat towards his dugout. Brett Falk is on fire. We'll see if he can close down another batter. Has retired every batter he's faced thus far. Payoff. Swing and a miss, a strikeout. Make it now 3 strikeouts for Falk. This guy continues to impress. Just for good measure, let me read you this stat line again coming into the game against Battle Creek, because his last 3 appearances has been great. Going into that game against Battle Creek, had a 10.54 ERA. Had allowed multiple runs. An 0-2 record, just really struggled. The first pitch that the new batter Logan Foster sees, it's a pop-up. In the infield, Zach Plunkett, the catcher, gets underneath of it and records out number 3. And Falk has retired every single batter he's faced. Going into that game against Battle Creek, absolutely struggling. Since then, 8 innings pitched coming into it, allowing just 3 earned runs, 4 hits, and dealt in 11 strikeouts and had walked just 4. It continues tonight, as in 2 innings of work, has struck out 3 and has not allowed a hit or a walk. Stay tuned for the top of the 8th inning. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network.
Honey, get the camera. Riley's rolling again.
That dog always gets excited up here at the cabin.
Riley loves the woods, don't you, Riley? Roll, Riley, roll. You getting this?
I'm getting it all. It's fabulous. But we can't upload it until we get home.
Right, no data connection up here.
Challenge.
Coach McCarthy?
Mason Crosby.
Switch to Cellcom, guys. Our coverage is great, whether you're out here or anywhere coast to coast.
Yeah, Riley's fans don't want to wait.
Now Riley's really on a roll.
At Cellcom, we've got you covered out in the country and all across the country. Cellcom, built for you.
Very athletic. I think we can use him on special teams.
But not to kick, right?
We'll see.
This summer at Cellcom, save $100 on a new LG G6, and we'll cover your cost to switch from another carrier. Cellcom, built for you. Activation, flex agreement, and data subscription required. Device trade-in required. Restrictions apply. Trademarks and names are property of their respective owners. Visit cellcom.com/save for complete details.
Hello and welcome back to Wausau, Wisconsin. Athletic Park. New pitcher out on the mound for the Wisconsin Woodchucks, a left-handed pitcher. We'll tell you who it is as soon as we get it. Top of the 8th inning, the Bullfrogs have a 4-1 lead. It will be number 18 out on the mound for the Wisconsin Woodchucks, Kevin Boulder. Kevin Boulder, the left-handed pitcher out of St. Cloud State, has appeared in 6 games, has pitched just 10 innings, and in those 10 has allowed just 3 earned runs for a 2.70 ERA. He has been good. A 1-0 record on the season. We'll see if he can try to keep his Woodchucks in it. The Bullfrogs with a 4-1 lead here in the top of the 8th. They're going to look to try to extend that. Ben Challey digs in to try to lead things off. He's 0 for 2 tonight. 2 ground outs to third. First one he sees, fouled straight down into the dirt, 0-1. Challey would work the walk back in the second inning, coming around to score. And the right-handed batter stands back in, the 0-1. Swing and a miss. Nice breaking ball that time from the new pitcher out there on the mound, Kevin Boulder. Kevin Boulder trying to keep his Woodchucks in it. Down by just 3. They're still in it now. Bullfrogs, if they can't manage a few runs, they'd put themselves out in front. 0-2. So 1 gone and missed. Strike 3. And a good start for Kevin Boulder out there on the mound. And Ben Challey goes down for the 3rd time tonight. He's 0 for 3 now.
Now batting for the Bullfrogs, number 6.
Kevin Boulder, as mentioned, coming into the game, supporting that 2.70 ERA, has struck out 6 and walked 5. Make that 7 strikeouts on the season now for the lefty. Willie Bourbon, the first baseman, now digs in. He's 0 for 2 tonight himself. Struck out his last time up. First one to him. Fastball that hits the outside corner, 0-1. Bourbon himself walked in the second inning and came around to score. One of those 3 runs in the second inning, as the Bullfrogs would have a 3-run second, and then no one would score again until the bottom of the 5th inning, when the Woodchucks would put a run across. Bullfrogs with a run in the top of the 7th, an RBI double from Troy Johnston, his 30th RBI of the season. Puts the Bullfrogs ahead 4-1. That's where we are now. The 1-1 pitch. That one runs high. 2 balls and a strike now. Brett Falk for the Bullfrogs so far has dealt in 2 1/3 innings and has retired every batter he's seen. Bourbon stands back in, the 2-1. Check swing, came across for a strike. Moves the count to 2-2. Kevin Boulder out on the mound, lefty out of St. Cloud State. Teammates with, of course, third baseman, right fielder, Caden Harris. 2-2. Swung on, slow grounder right side. No one's going to get there. Bourbon managing to make it an infield single. Some miscommunication between the first baseman, Hunter Coleman, and Kevin Boulder, the pitcher. It's a slow grounder over towards the first base side. Willie Bourbon able to outrun the pitcher in Kevin Boulder to the first base bag. Hunter Coleman late running over towards the ball. And so by the time he picks it up and tosses it to Bourbon, it's too late. Bourbon stomps his foot emphatically on the first base bag. And he stands in over at first, the 7th hit of the game for the Bullfrogs. There's just 2 hits tonight for the Woodchucks. And Zach Plunkett, the catcher, digs in. 1 for 2 tonight with the RBI double. First one to him. Breaking ball that runs wide and high. 1-0. Zach Plunkett, his last time up, would manage the walk. Kevin Boulder comes set, looks at the runner at first and deals in the 1-0. That one swung on and fouled away. 1-1. Zach Plunkett with that RBI double just kind of continues his good play ever since that all-star break that I was talking about, where something just kind of flipped for Plunkett. Hit his 4th double of the season tonight and his 11th RBI. The 1-1. Breaking ball runs high and wide, and the count moves to 2 balls and a strike. The Bullfrogs, after this contest, will stay on the road as they travel to Rockford for a 2-game away series. The Bullfrogs have yet to grab a victory over the Rockford Rivets. They are 0-6. The 2-1 pitch. Swung on. A fly ball deep into right center field. Tracking back, Caden Harris makes the grab for out number 2. About 10 feet in front of the warning track, in the home run drought for the Bullfrogs continues, as I was quite certain that they would try to get one out of this stadium. Not the largest of confines, as I mentioned, probably the smallest park in the South Division. But the Bullfrogs can't get one over here through 7 2/3. Connor Beniski digs in, first one to him. It's a fastball that hits the outside portion, 0-1. Nice pitch from Kevin Boulder. He gets ahead to lead things off here. Connor Beniski takes the lead, or rather digs in. Willie Bourbon takes the lead at first. Runner off from first, 0-1. Swung on, ground ball right side, 0-2. Nice jump from Willie Bourbon.
Combine the flavors of Italy with the heart of the Irish, add some Chicago flair, and you've got Gallagher's Pizza. For the best Chicago-style pizza north of the Illinois border, Gallagher's Pizza is your destination. Call now for delivery or pickup in Green Bay and De Pere. Gallagher's Pizza, home of the best lunch buffet in town.
We all want to be self-sufficient, whether it's fixing projects at home, whether it's changing the oil on the car, or maybe even keeping your checkbook balanced. But when it comes to income taxes, trust me, you don't want to do it yourself. You don't want to do it with someone that just does it 3 months a year as a little sideline job. You need to work with a proactive 24/7 CPA firm that can actually get you results and keep more money in your pocket. Pick up the phone today, 715-735-0583.
Hello, welcome back to Wausau. Sorry for the quick technical difficulties. There's 2 outs on the board. Connor Beniski with a 1-2 count. Kevin Boulder comes set and deals. It is swung on and missed for strike 3, and that retires the top of the 8th inning. Again, sorry for that quick technical difficulties. We lost our audio. Willie Bourbon, if you missed it, managed to work the infield single. Ben Challey would strike out to start the inning for the first out. Willie Bourbon works the single to get on first. Zach Plunkett, he flies out into right field, not getting enough of it. Nearly got out of this park, but the play was made on the warning track, and then Connor Beniski just went down swinging for out number 3. The Bullfrogs leave a runner stranded. On 2 at the bottom of the 8th we go. Brett Falk looks to stay hot. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network, 107.1 FM.
When you're looking for the perfect game for your appetite, look no further than Brew Pub Lots of Matza Pizzas. Made with premium meats and veggies, then topped with over half a pound of 100% fresh, real mozzarella cheese made right here in Wisconsin, every Brew Pub Lots of Matza Pizza is a home run. Made with the hungry in mind, Brew Pub pizzas are big, bold, and belong in the big leagues of the frozen pizza industry. Enjoy a delicious piece of Brew Pub Lots of Matza Pizza right now from the concession stand, or pick one up at your local favorite grocery store. Brew Pub Lots of Matza Pizzas, the ingredients for a great time.
At 24/7 Well and Pump Service, we mean just that. Water will be available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Call 920-848-2407 or 920-604-2407, and a licensed professional will come out to your site, whether it is a water system installation, repair, well inspection, or install underground water lines. They'll be there. Call 920-848-2407 or 920-604-2407. We're in the Oconto Falls area Yellow Pages. 24/7 well and pump service. Fireside Road, Oconto Falls.
Visiting teams and combinations are brought to you by American Inn Lodge and Suites, Green Bay West. For toll-free reservations, contact 800-634-3444. American Inn Lodge and Suites, Green Bay West. Welcome to genuine American hospitality.
Welcome back to Wausau, Wisconsin here. Bottom of the 8th inning. Due up is Trey Dawson. Leading things off for the Wisconsin Woodchucks is Hunter Coleman. He swings at the first one. Ground ball to third. Ben Challey can't handle it. It's the first error of the game against the Bullfrogs and a runner at first. Trey Dawson digs in. First one to him. A fastball and hits the outside corner, 0-1. That's tough against Brett Falk. Previously had shut down every batter he faced, was perfect. But a runner gets on first off of an E5 and a runner at first now, 0-1. That's a curveball that hits the zone. He gets ahead, 0-2. Trey Dawson digs in, runner at first, no outs on the board. Brent Falk comes set, takes a breath, throw back to first. Runner slides back in safely, and Hunter Coleman. Coleman gets on off of a grounding, bouncing foul, or not foul ball, ground ball over towards the third base side, and Ben Challey over there can't make the play. Hops off of his glove, and Brent Falk's perfect outing comes to a close. Nice pitch there from Brent Falk, a breaking ball that runs wide, and Trey Dawson there thought about chasing it. Instead does not, and the count moves to a ball and 2 strikes. Brent Falk checks the runner at first. No outs on the board in the 1-2. Swung on, a fly ball deep into center. Mikey Folia tracking back on the warning track, makes the grab, 1 away. Another well-hit ball, but just about all of these balls out here just not getting quite out of the stadium. Good connections, getting some of it, but not getting all of it from both teams tonight. Another fly out. So 1 away after the fly out to center field, and Eager Taylor, the third baseman, digs in. Taylor tonight is 1 for 3. Managed a base hit in the 4th frame, but has struck out twice. Brent Falk comes set. Nods his head and deals. Fastball, and it's right over the plate, 0-1. Brent Falk, I mean, this guy is on fire, pitching better than he has, it seems, all season. I talked about how in his last 3 appearances, yes, he's been great, but man, has he been good tonight. The 0-1, swing and a miss, and it continues. 0-2, he gets ahead. I mean, these guys have no idea how to hit against him, it seems, and you look at his ERA, and it sits at 8.71, 9-1 even. The Lenore Ryan product figuring things out here late. Nods his head, the 0-2. Swung on, line drive deep to right, but that one foul. Landing over towards the bullpen of the Bullfrogs, where they do have a closer warming up. Frogs with a 4-1 lead. They've won 5 of their last 6. Looking to make that 6 of their last 7. A win would split the season series with the Wisconsin Woodchucks, as the Woodchucks currently have a 3-4 advantage. Taylor digs back in, 0-2 count, 1 out on the board. Runner takes the lead at first in the 0-2. Swung on, line drive to left. Connor Beniski tracking back, makes the grab. It's right to him for out number 2. Connor Beniski kind of struggles to make that liner out there. Bobbles with it for a moment, but is able to grab it. Connor Beniski, not normally a left fielder, of course. He plays shortstop and second base, but throw him out into left field because they need him out there. There's no other substitute. Kyle Bino, the other outfielder, out with an injury. Should be back tomorrow, though. 2 away now, and that brings up Chad Fleischman. Designated hitter is 0 for 2 tonight. Was hit by a pitch back in the 2nd inning. Watches one go by for a strike, 0-1. And Falk continues to get ahead early. He continues to pound the zone, and he's just fooling these guys. Last 2 hits have been hit well out and around the outfields, however. Just missing the gap. 0-1. Breaking ball that finds the inside corner. 0-2. This game a battle for the bottom of the cellar as well. Loser of this game will hold last place in the South Division here on the second half of the year. Woodchucks sit at 9-19. Bullfrogs at 8-18. 0-2. That one swung on and found away right side. A fastball that's high and inside. Interesting that Fleischman would swing at that. Just almost swings to defends himself. As if he doesn't swing there, I mean, it's nearly going to hit him. No balls and 2 strikes, 2 outs on the board. A runner at first. Bullfrogs holding on to a 4-1 lead, trying to split this season series with the Woodchucks. The 0-2 from Falk. Comes in. Right over the plate, strike 3, and Falk deals in another strikeout. His 4th of the game. He has not walked a batter, has not allowed a hit, and has dealt in 4 strikeouts. That does it for the bottom of the 8th frame. Bullfrogs have a 4-1 lead going into the 9th. Stay tuned. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network 107.1 FM.
Attention pizza lovers, have you tried a Brewpub pizza? Designed to be the best of the best pub pizzas ever made, every Brewpub Lots of Matza pizza is made with your favorite premium meats and veggies and topped with over a half-pound of award-winning Wisconsin mozzarella cheese. Brewpub Lots of Matza pizzas are made right here in Wisconsin. Brewpub Lots of Matza pizzas are available at your local grocer and tavern. Check Brewpub Pizzas out at facebook.com/brewpubpizza and get more details at brewpubpizza.com. Brewpub Lots of Matza pizzas, official frozen pizza of the Green Bay Bullfrogs.
We all want to be self-sufficient, whether it's fixing projects at home, whether it's changing the oil on the car, or maybe even keeping your checkbook balanced. But when it comes to income taxes, trust me, you don't want to do it yourself. You don't want to do it with someone that just does it 3 months a year as a little sideline job. You need to work with a proactive 24/7 CPA firm that can actually get you results and keep more money in your pocket. Pick up the phone today. 715-735-0583.
Hello and welcome back to Green Bay, or my apologies. Let's just restart. 3, 2, 1. Hello and welcome back to Wausau, Wisconsin. My name's Illinois, voice of the Bullfrogs. Top of the 9th inning, about to get underway. The Bullfrogs with a 4-1 lead. They've out-hit the Woodchucks tonight 7-2. Both teams with 1 error. Notably, Brett Falk's relief pitching has been unmatched. 3 1/3 innings, 0 hits, 0 runs, 0 walks, and 4 strikeouts. Still out on the mound is Kevin Boulder for the Wisconsin Woodchucks. And due up for the Bullfrogs is Riley Smith, the leadoff man. It'll be 1, 2, 3 here in the 9th inning, and we'll see if Riley Smith can't get back to his hitting ways. Is 0 for 8 against the Woodchucks here over the past 2 days. And the right-handed batter digs in. Is 0 for 8 since being announced to the, of course, Major League Dream Showcase as well. I mean, that's a little bit of pressure on you. Of course, you get recognized for your good play. You're going to get invited to go play in front of some scouts, but here recently has struggled, has not managed a hit since being announced to that team. Right-handed batter stands in, 1-0 to him. Swung on, ground ball left side. Third baseman Slidey makes the play to throw to first in time. Yeager at third base tonight has been unreal. Sliding in front of the shortstop, on target in time. The Woodchucks have had their struggles defensively this season, but Yeager Taylor trying to make up for that tonight. His 3rd impressive play over there at third. Mikey Falia digs in, the first one to him. Swung on and fouled straight back, 0-1. And you can't get excited about that. The Woodchucks third baseman tonight, someone needs to give him a word, award, there it is, for how good he's played. Mikey Fulia stands in the 0-1. Fastball, then runs inside. It evens up the count. A ball and a strike. 1 out on the board. There's nobody on top of the 9th inning. Bullfrogs looking for one more insurance run going into the 9th. The 1-1. Fastball and runs inside and low. 2-1. Be interesting to see if the Bullfrogs don't bring in a closer or whether or not they stay with the hot hand in Brett Falk. The 2-1. Swung gone, pop up in foul territory in front of the dugout of the Bullfrogs. But it lands into the bleacher seating on the right side. And the count moves to 2-2. Mikey Fulia standing outside the box with his pre-ritual at-bat routine. He brings his bat in, stares it down. Curious if he almost whispers words to it. He digs in. 2-2. Swing and a miss, goes down swinging, and Fulia will end his night 1 for 4. Managed a base hit in the 7th inning and was walked in the 2nd. So Troy Johnston digs in. He's been a guy that has figured things out here in Wausau. Yesterday with a multi-hit game, today with one as well. 3 for 4 tonight with a RBI double. That RBI, his 30th of the season, that leads the team. Left-handed batter stands in, first one to him. Fastball runs wide, 1-0. Johnston with that RBI double just his last time up in the 7th. The 1-0. Swung gone, found a way left side, 1-1. The Bullfrogs took a 3-0 lead in this game in the top of the 2nd inning, as Zach Plunkett would hit an RBI double, putting runners at 2nd and 3rd, and then Connor Beniski would follow with a 2 RBI single. The Woodchucks would respond with a run in the bottom of the 5th inning, and then a run in the top of the 7th. That RBI double from Johnston, putting that extra run across, giving the Bullfrogs a bit of a cushion. The 1-1 to him, runs wide, and it's a 2-1 count now. Johnston awaits, and the 2-1. Runs high and tight, count moves to 3-1.
Rotate his body out of the way. Really got a piece of that face.
3 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs on the board, nobody on. The 3-1 delivery. Fastball that runs high, and Troy Johnston adds a walk to his stat line. And a runner gets on for Dan Leckie. And as I mentioned, Leckie with the ability to go deep has 3 times in what is just 19 games played. 270 coming into the game in his batting average. But tonight is 0 for 3. Would not be surprised if he just swings for the fences here to try to give his Bullfrogs a shot. Or rather, I should say, give his Bullfrogs some insurance runs as they lead 4-1. If he gets on base, though, it will bring up Ben Hart, who is 0 for 4 tonight, coming into the game on a 6-game hit streak. I'm sure Ben Hart would like to dig in one last time. The 1-0 from Boulder. That one runs wide and low, moves the count to 2 balls, no strikes. 2 outs on the board. Runner at first, and my apologies, Troy Johnston takes the lead. Leckie awaits. Boulder comes set, kicks the leg, the 2-0. That one runs wide, and it moves the count to 3 balls and no strikes. Dan Leckie, right-handed batter out of Lafayette College, digs in, white batting gloves, Evo shoot on the left arm. The 3-0. Runs low and wide, a ball 4, and that'll bring up the hot hitter himself and Ben Hart. 2 walks, and Ben Hart digs in. To kind of give you an idea of how hot Ben Hart has been in his last 10, batting .400. 14 hits in 10 games, 5 runs scored, 5 RBIs, and 1 home run. Hart, the right-handed batter out of Oakland University, supporting the white batting gloves, white wrist tape. Kevin Boulder, left-handed pitcher out there on the mound, comes set, kicks the leg, the first pitch. Runs high, 1-0. Ben Hart from Rochester Hills, Michigan. Family's been out to watch a few games here and there. Ben Hart tells me that his parents listen in and day out, so shout out to the Hart family who could be tuned in. 1-0. Swung on that one, fouled straight back, 1-1. Says his dad's an avid listener, so hello to Mr. Hart. Thanks for tuning in and day out. It's nice to have listeners across the country. From California, Michigan, Wisconsin, Virginia, Florida, they're all over the place. Appreciate you listening with me throughout the season. A 1-1 count to Hart. The kick and the delivery. Swing and a miss, 1-2. Big swing from Ben Hart. Probably would like to have that one back as he takes his swing back. He kind of cocks his head in disappointment. A fastball right over the plate, but he missed it. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runners at first and second. Kevin Boulder comes set. Checks the runner at second. The 1-2. Right over the plate, strike 3. Ben Hart can't believe it, hands on hip. Stares down Michael Appright and walks back to the dugout in disappointment. The Bullfrogs leave 2 runners stranded. Those 2 runners stranded, they make it 10 on the night. So on to the bottom of the 9th we go. The Bullfrogs look to hold on, and they're going to go to the hot hand. Brett Falk comes out to close it. Stay tuned. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network, 1-0, or rather 4-1. Stay tuned.
From time to time, parents occasionally ask,
Is it safe for my children to participate in high school sports?
A better question might be,
Is it safe for my children not to participate in high school sports?
Statistics show that teenagers are likely to be healthier and stay healthier as adults if they play a sport in high school. Participating in a high school sport builds and maintains strong bones, muscles, and joints. High school athletes are also more likely to develop good eating habits. High school athletes not only have stronger bodies, their self-esteem, self-confidence, and self-discipline are strengthened too. So insightful parents aren't asking,
Is it safe for my children to participate in high school sports?
Instead, they're asking,
Hey, what time is the game tonight?
This message presented by the Wisconsin Interscholastic Athletic Association and the Wisconsin Athletic Directors Association.
Hello and welcome back to Wausau, Wisconsin Athletic Park. The Bullfrogs have a 4-1 lead over the Wisconsin Woodchucks here in the bottom of the 9th inning. The Bullfrogs go into the hot hand. Brett Falk comes out to the mound. His stat line, 3 1/3 innings pitched, 0 hits, 0 walks, 0 runs. First pitch into the new batter goes by high for a ball, a 1-0. It'll be Jordan Santos who starts things out. He's 0 for 2 tonight. Was walked back in the second. Wasting no time, the 1-0. Fastball that hits the inside corner, evens the count up. 1 ball and 1 strike. 4 strikeouts tonight for Brett Falk. The guy is just hot. Has been over the past few appearances. 1-1. Swung on, fouled away left side. A hard hit ball by Santos, but it puts him behind in the count. A ball and 2 strikes. Not the necessarily most packed house here in Wausau, but a few members of the Peanut Gallery letting their voices be heard. The 1-2 pitch swung on, ground ball right side. Willie Bourbon dropping to his right. Can't put his mitt on it. It hits off of his glove. Could have been out number 3. Brett Falk frustrated. The Bullfrogs have already put a error on the board here in this inning, and Brett Falk be frustrated. His quote-unquote perfect game, they are going into jeopardy earlier in the game, and it will be a hit for Jordan Santos. Not necessarily a routine play for Bourbon, so it will be judged a hit. Just the third of the game for the Woodchucks. Nolan Ryan digs in now with a runner at first. No outs on the board. First 1-2 on. Breaking ball right over the plate, 0-1. Falk would respond the last time that a run would get on in this last frame. Falk comes set the 0-1. Fastball and runs inside and low, 1-1. There's a woman behind home plate that is letting her voice be heard here. No shame. 1-1 from Falk. Comes in. Swung on, ground ball to Riley Smith. That's short. Throw to second, not on target. Gets past him. That one rolls into right field, and it will be runners on the corners. A missed opportunity for the Frogs. They could have turned two. Riley Smith charging in to grab that one. The throw to second goes Errett. It gets past Ben Hart into right field, and the Frogs are in a bind. Tying run will come to the plate, and it will be Caden Harris. After Caden Harris, it gets tough. Stevie Mangrum, Logan Foster, and Hunter Coleman stand after Harris. There's no outs on the board. And we are in the bottom of the ninth inning. 4-1 Bullfrogs lead, but it's in jeopardy now. Tying run at the plate in Caden Harris. Or rather, no, it'll be a pinch hit opportunity. Instead, it will be number 21, Adondis Lau, who comes in. An interesting choice to bring in Lau. Lau, the right fielder, only batting 179 on the season and has not hit a long ball. The left-handed batter stands in. Falk takes a breath, nods his head, and deals. Swung on, a fly ball into right field. Could be a sacrifice fly. Johnston underneath of it. The throw in from right field is in time, and so the runner does not come across. He stays at third instead. What the doctor ordered for the Bullfrogs, an out without allowing a run to come across. I think the Woodchucks just wanted Adondis Lau to try to send one deep into the outfield. He sends one to the outfield, but just gets too much underneath of it. Johnston there to make the grab. The throw in is in time, and so the runner at third stays there. Runners stay on the corners, though. There's one away. A double play would end it here. So we're back up to the top of the lineup. Stevie Mangrum, left fielder, digs in. The All-Star awaits. First 1-2 him. Fastball that hits the outside corner, 0-1. Stevie Mangrum, the Virginia Tech Hokie, on the season, 12 home runs, second most in the Northwoods League. He represents the tying run. The 0-1. Fastball right over the plate, 0-2. Brett Falk gets ahead. Stevie Mangrum, a rare 0-for-4 day with 2 strikeouts. Batting over .312 on the season. The right-handed batter awaits. Brett Falk comes set. The 0-2 runs way inside. Mangrum sliding away from it to avoid being hit. And the count moves to a ball and 2 strikes. 1 out on the board. Mangrum just nearly got hit by that one and would have loaded the bases. Instead, he stands in and awaits. A 1-2 count, 1 out on the board. The dish. Swung on, slow grounder to the pitcher. He's got it. An underhand toss to first puts 1 out on the board, but a runner at third comes across to score. Brett Falk A-OK with letting that run come across. And in the bottom of the ninth, the tying run stands at second, and the go-ahead run stands at the plate. Brett Falk probably could have tried to launch one to second to try to force a double play, but instead elects to just get the second out. It brings up Logan Foster, who yesterday, to lead off the game in the first inning, hit a 2-run shot. Logan Foster on the season with 4 home runs. The right-handed batter stands in. Brett Falk deals. Fastball right over the plate, 0-1. Logan Foster out of Texas A&M this past season, where he would bat .297. Right-handed batter awaits. Falk trying to get out of it and get the save. The 0-1. Swung on and fouled back, and Falk ahead now. No balls and 2 strikes, 2 outs on the board. Can he do it? A runner at second.
17-17.
2 outs on the board. Tying run at the plate. The 0-2. Swung gone, fly ball into right. Troy Johnston underneath of it. Records out number 3, and the Bullfrogs get the win. 4-2, the Frogs find themselves back in winning ways. They've won 6 out of their last 7, and they split the season series with the Wisconsin Woodchucks. 4 games to 4 games, the Bullfrogs get the win. 4-2 here in Wausau. Stay tuned for the post-game show. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network. Frogs win.
Who do I perform for? I perform for all the awesome composers whose music deserves to be heard.
I perform for all the stagehands who make sure I never miss a cue.
I perform for our high school choir director who taught me to breathe from the diaphragm and sing from the heart.
Speech, debate, theater, music. The performing arts teach valuable life lessons that typically aren't taught in the classroom. They help high school students learn leadership skills that prepare them to enjoy more satisfying, productive lives.
I perform for Mrs. Evans, my high school debate coach, who has helped me become more confident than I ever dreamed possible.
This message presented by the Wisconsin Interscholastic Athletic Association and the high school in your community.
Hey, I've got a question for you. Who will you perform for?
Hello and welcome back to Wausau, Wisconsin. Bullfrogs win. 4-2 is the final score. Winning pitcher on the night, Mason Schwellenbach, and the saving pitcher for the Bullfrogs is Brett Falk. Losing pitcher for the Wisconsin Woodchucks is Luke Hall. He started things off and in the top of the second inning allowed 3 runs to come across. It would be a RBI double for Zach Plunkett. That would put the Bullfrogs up 1-0, followed by a Connor Beniski 2 RBI single in the 3rd inning as well. That would be the difference. The Bullfrogs would go on to post another run in the 7th inning, an RBI double from Troy Johnston, just for good measure, as the Woodchucks would manage a run in the bottom of the 5th and then another run in the bottom of the 9th inning. It would be a fielder's choice RBI hit by Logan Foster, or rather Stevie Mangrum, that would put 1 more run across for the Woodchucks, but it would not be enough. The Bullfrogs hold on to win, and they have now won 6 of their last 7. The Wisconsin Woodchucks, after breaking a 7-game losing streak yesterday, get one back, or rather, they broke their 7-game losing streak yesterday with a win against the Bullfrogs last night. But the Frogs, they split the season series with the Woodchucks 4 games to 4 games. The Bullfrogs will travel out to Rockford, still looking for a win against the Rivets, as they are 0-6 against the Rivets this season. They will travel out to Rockford for a 2-game series on Saturday and Sunday before coming back home for a 3-game series against the Kalamazoo Growlers. Let's take a look at the scores around the league and then give you your in-depth look at the box score, followed by the Aurora Baycare Sports Medicine Player of the Game. There'll be post-game fireworks here in Wisconsin as well. And so you'll get to see those out on the field if you were watching on the web stream. But let's give you the scores from around the league. The Fond du Lac Dock Spiders, they lose to the Rockford Rivets 5-13. The Wilmer Stingers, they beat the Waterloo Bucks 2-1. The Thunder Bay Border Cats, they lose to the La Crosse Loggers 0-5. There it is. St. Cloud Rocks, they are about to get a victory over the Mankato Moondogs 10-2. In the top of the 10th inning, the Lakeshore Chinooks and the Kenosha Kingfish tied up 1-1. Both of those teams dead in a deadlock of some games that are very close. to, or rather some teams that are very close to trying to get into the playoffs. The Wisconsin Rapids Raptors game with the Battle Creek Bombers comes to a close. The Duluth Huskies game with the Eau Claire Express has come to a close. The Huskies losing to the Eau Claire Express. The Kalamazoo Growlers, they lose to the Madison Mallards 3-9. And the Rochester Honkers in the top of the 8th inning with the Bismarck Larks. The Rochester Honkers have they have to come back and win as I struggle through this post-game show. My apologies. The Bismarck Larks, they are leading 4-3. Let's take a look at the box score presented by the Knight family. Leading things off was Riley Smith. Riley Smith on the night for the Bullfrogs would come in and not have a great game. Riley Smith would go 0 for 9 against the Woodchucks here on this away series, going 0 for 5 tonight. Mikey Falea went 1 for 4 with a run scored and a walk. Troy Johnston 3 for 4 with an RBI double and a walk. Dan Leckie 0 for 3 tonight with 2 walks. Ben Hart went 0 for 5. His hit streak comes to a close. Ben Challey went 0 for 3 tonight with a run scored and a walk. Willie Bourbon 1 for 3 with a run scored and a walk. Zach Plunkett went 1 for 3 with a run scored, an RBI, and a walk. And Connor Beninsky managed a multi-hit day, going 2 for 4 with 2 RBIs. Mason Schwallenbach goes 4 2/3 innings for the Bullfrogs, pitching some solid innings. He allows just 2 hits in his entire time out there on the mound, allowing just 1 earned run, 5 walks, and 4 strikeouts. Got the Bullfrogs out of some jams, looked good throughout the night, and Brett Falk would come in, and you should have saw this guy. Absolutely killed it. 3 1/3 inning for the Bullfrogs. He allows no earned runs, just 1 hit that easily could have been recorded as an error, nearly perfect. 0 walks on the night and 4 strikeouts. An absolute great game of relief, but the Aurora Baycare Sports Medicine Player of the Game instead will go to Troy Johnston. How can it not? 3 for 4 with an RBI double and a walk, and that is your post-game show. The Bullfrogs back in action tomorrow against the Rockford Rivets on the road. Bullfrogs win 4-2. Same time here tomorrow. It'll be 5:55, or rather, no, 6:55 if you want to catch the pregame show. Hopefully the game goes a little bit better as I struggled through this postgame show here tonight. We're going to take this win, though, into momentum for the broadcast tomorrow. So you stay tuned then. It's been Nolan Knight. It's been a pleasure calling Green Bay Bullfrogs baseball. For Dave back in the studio, sticking around with me tonight. Apologies for losing connection that one time. Hopefully it won't happen in Rockford, and hopefully the Bullfrogs will win again in Rockford. Again, the Bullfrogs 0-6 against the Rockford Rivets this season. Looking for that first win. The Bullfrogs improve to 9-18 on this season, or on the second half of the season, that is, after a win today. They have won 7 of their last 6. Stay tuned till next time. Have a great night. Peace.
That has been Green Bay Bullfrog Baseball on WOCO Stereo FM. Today's game being brought to you by 24/7 Well and Pump, Islandfeld, Scatcherd, and Anderson, the NW Credit Union, O'Connell Pharmacy, the O'Connell Falls Insurance, Stevenson National Bank and Trust, and West Piggly Wiggly. Also by America Inn, Brew Pub Pizza, Cellcom, Tri-City Glass, and Triangle Distributing. Stay tuned for more Green Bay Bullfrog Baseball on 107.1 WOCO Stereo FM. Have a great day.